It's lopsided. Wow. This is not going the way I wanted it to. At all. What are those? Does anyone know? I was frozen. I'm sorry, guys. This podcast is already off to a terrible start. Welcome. Welcome everyone to the Lost Jedi Podcast. I did this just to be super sneaky. I made myself the only person you could see, but she can already hear snickering, so I might as well go on and show the whole crew.
Hey,
what's going on? We got a big crew for you guys tonight. All right, welcome back to the Lost Jedi Podcast. It's me, a Black Jedi. You know who I am. You probably know who everyone here on the panel is, but we're gonna introduce them all anyway. The man, the myth, the guy who always gets out of his chair when you blow him up. Justin is lost. I was gonna ask how you doing, but you're going. It's that's fun.
Doing good, man.
Yeah. Why don't you like being blown up? Look at that beautiful white face. he's like, I'm out, and he's got.
He really
teeth.
dislikes it.
He's got beautiful teeth too. Give him a smile,
dude.
You don't want.
Now remember, be gentle,
kind, charming.
Come, show me the smile.
Oh no.
That's all we want. That's all we want is anyway, guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's gonna be a great time tonight. We're gonna be talking about the Bad Batch. We're gonna be talking about Rogue Squadron apparently having a little bit of an update. And also some Gina Carano stuff. Maybe. I repeat, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we get to that. Let's see. Who should I introduce next? We're gonna just play tic-tac-toe over here. Welcome to the stage. Lady, how's it going? She's like, I was not prepared.
No, I knew I was next. I had a gut feeling.
Yeah, you always got to be ready on the Lost Jedi Podcast. How you doing, Lainey? Tell the folks all about yourself.
I dyed my hair recently.
Yay. I respect it.
I cleaned my stream room, so it's much nicer. You can probably tell it's much brighter because I finally changed out the lights.
Yeah.
I actually was productive adulting.
All right, that sounds good. All right, enough of that. Honest, welcome to the stage, Lord Callis.
Hey. How you doing?
Now you guys got to know who Lord Callis is. If you don't,
they don't have to, but please.
They got to, man. This guy makes amazing videos. Talking about Star Wars lore, talking about all kinds of good stuff. You guys got to get your hands on. All right, you got to get over to his channel. I'm gonna try and have everyone's links. Okay. I'll try to. We'll try to pop everyone in before the show is over. Force of Light Entertainment, Michelle. I caught you sleeping. I saw you looking down at your phone.
No, I was actually retweeting this podcast. So.
Oh, look at her doing.
I was yes, I was promoting.
I appreciate that. Your sister's not here.
She's not. No,
wow.
She's with her daughter.
Wow, imagine putting your daughter before a podcast. How dare she do
priorities?
I know, right? They're all out of whack. Welcome to the stage, Sawyer. How you doing?
Doing the same thing. I know. Hello. I'm in my parents' basement. It's lovely, I know. But I think every show I've done since I've gone back to Colorado, I've been in a different place because I do not know. There's no good lighting here.
It looks fine. You look fine. There's no terrible lighting.
Thank you.
Yeah, but welcome to the show. Also, Yeti Cast, the man who we don't even know if he's a man, to be honest. He could be a Yeti for all we know. How are you feeling, Yeti? How you doing, man? You've been here before.
Yeah, doing good. Thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Honestly, I only let you on here because we were desperate. Everyone knows that Yeti is not welcome here, but he's here. We had a few people drop out, so Yeti's here. Sorry, guys. Also, welcome to the show, Sheev.
What's how you doing?
Man, the myth, the guy who has Vader's castle in the background. Also, the legend. Yeah, I'll give you that too.
I'll take legend. How you doing, dude?
Hi, man.
I'm feeling pretty blown up at the moment. How about you?
Oh, my bad. I was trying to give you your 5 minutes of fame, my guy.
I need them eventually.
Yeah, you're gonna get more than 5 minutes. Talk about 20 minutes. I don't know. So you'll get your fame. Don't worry about that. Also, welcome to the show, Braden.
What's up, guys?
I don't even know how to introduce you, Braden, because we met like weird. Well, not weirdly. We were just on a random podcast together, and I was like, I like this guy. He's a cool guy. He makes really cool edits. I'm sorry. I'll let you talk for yourself.
Nah, dude, go ahead. I work with X-Wing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys know X-Wing.
Love X-Wing.
He was supposed to be here tonight. Let's call him out.
Dude, no, he's working like
I know
a lot right now.
Once again, no priorities.
He told me he was like 12 hours into his shift and he's still going.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's not sounding very fun for X-Wing.
No, not at all. But thank you for being here, Braden. Obviously got your priorities in check. Imagine working instead of being on a Star Wars podcast.
Idiot.
I know, right? And also welcome to the show. Me. How you guys doing? So that's everyone.
Yo, hold up. Sawyer, can you send me your link? Because I couldn't find it. I don't know
what. I'm not on YouTube. That's probably why.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I DM'd you all of my links, but.
Yeah, Justin, we're gonna. Oh, you did? I totally asked her for her link.
DM'd me.
I sent you all of them.
When was this? I feel like I didn't get them.
You know, I did the same earlier.
Sire gonna be like, who got them then?
I don't got them.
You didn't get them.
That's not on me.
I sent. He messaged me earlier asking, and I sent all of them.
I got yours.
Twitter,
Lane.
TikTok. I even sent you my merch link because I just put out my anti-nihilist merch.
Anti-nihilist.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, I've been loving your TikToks, by the way. She makes really good TikToks. Like I was told I need to get on that platform, and like now that I was like, I don't TikTok though. I mean, I thought that was just girls, and shaking or doing. Actually, let's not go down that road. But I just thought it was. I didn't know what it was. Okay, but now I see it's got all type of awesome content.
Oh yeah, I am working on YouTube though. I should have my first YouTube video up next week.
Yeah, now we know what ABG is looking at when he's on TikTok.
You know what? Yeah,
big reveal.
That's what I thought was only on TikTok. I ain't gonna let y'all shame me. Not on my podcast. Not on my podcast. But anyway, I'm glad the panel is here. Look, this is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Chat, we hope you're doing all right as well. Hope everyone's doing good, and we're gonna get into some of these topics. And look, to the panel, to the chat at any time, chime in, cut me off. We're like a family here. We can talk over each other. It doesn't matter. And yeah, let's just have a blast. Let's have some fun. We got to talk about that Bad Batch. But before we do that, I want to say a special shout out to someone. And I don't know if you're in the chat or not. I'm going to assume that he is because he's always here, it seems. Special shout out to, we'll call this like a new segment maybe on the show where I want to just shout out a fan or a supporter every week. And this week we got to shout out Mr. Elmo Prime.
Big shout out to our fan of the week. We appreciate you. Yeah.
That was way louder than I intended.
I was about to say, bro, that shit just killed me.
That was stupid loud. I'm sorry for anyone wearing headphones, bro. That's a new segment. Like I said, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna get the volume levels down. Don't worry. But Elmo Prime, he sent like a $50 super chat last week. I always see him on Twitter, just retweeting and liking. So I just want to say a special shout out to him. You guys are awesome, all of you in general. But I want to try and highlight a supporter every week, someone that I always see, doing their thing and supporting me. So I appreciate that. We got a super chat we got to get to really quickly. Oh, from the man himself, X-Wing. You can't be here tonight. Hold on, X-Wing. I got you, my guy. He says, is my guy Brayden in there? What? Awesome. I'm actually jealous AF right now. Thank you for that $4.99.
That's what he gets for working, right?
Yeah, man. Imagine putting food on the table. But thank you for that $4.99, making us feel fine. We appreciate that, X-Wing. But yeah, okay. Now we can talk about the Bad Batch, aka that Dad Batch, aka that Sad Batch? Question mark. All right, panel. And I don't know. I don't know if I should ask someone first because there's so many people here, but just jump in. All right. What did y'all think about the Bad Batch episode 6? If you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you're a fake fan. No, I'm just playing. But what did you all think about it?
It was a relief. I'll go first. It was a relief. I was pretty optimistic for a while, and then last week I just was really disappointed because the only thing that was like progressed in the plot was that they figured out what Fennec Shan's name was. Like, that was it. And that's information that the audience already had. And I was just like, come on. So I this episode was a relief. I was like, finally, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere with Wrecker. We've seen development there. Like, and I actually really liked the Martez sisters. I did not, many people, and including myself, did not like their arc in season 7. But I think I thought they were a good, like a surprising addition to this episode. I was not expecting that. I don't think anybody was expecting that, to be honest. But you could tell that they had character development from their time with Ahsoka. And honestly, I kind of liked the way they incorporated them into the story.
Wasn't that my guy R7? Chilling.
That was R7.
R7. He lives.
Yeah, the last time we saw him, he was all messed up.
Yeah, no, I was a little sad. I shed a tear for R7, so I'm glad he's alive. I'm pretty sure R4's still dead though. Rest in peace, R4. I don't think R4 is. I don't think he's
not making it back.
Oh man. But yeah, I agree with you, Sawyer. I'll just get myself out of the way. I thought this was a good change of pace for the series because you all know, like me personally, I feel like ever since episode 1, we've just kind of been going downhill. I'm like, all right, that was whatever. Episode 3, that was whatever. Episode 4, that was whatever. And I was like, I really hope this show can get it together. But I still feel like, what this show is going to do is, I think it's going to be great, but I don't think it'll get great until like the last 4 episodes. And that's just what I think.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll get a lot of the same stuff up until like the last 4 episodes. But I thought it was a cool episode. I know Justin ain't seen it. Sheev, have you seen it?
Yeah, I definitely saw it, dude.
Man.
I actually probably wasn't as high on this episode. There were definitely elements that I liked. I love seeing the decommission of the clones or the droid. My bad. We already saw the decommission of the clones, or we're starting to. And then of course, the ending. Everybody, like, that's the big talk in the town right now, of course.
Oh, yeah. So, we're going to get to that.
Oh, yeah. But otherwise, the Martez sisters, I feel like they've done a good job of progressing the protagonist story in both Clone Wars and now the Bad Batch. But other than that, I still am not that big of a fan of their characters. I thought it was kind of weird that they seemingly had ties to the rebellion, even though like they never said that, but whoever they're working with is definitely fighting against the Empire. So it seemed really interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you, 10-4. I concur. Let me just say really quick though, just a shout out to all the members in the chat, those members of the ABJ Army. I see you. I salute you. Thank you for being in here. Appreciate that. I know, Michelle, I shouldn't even ask you because you ain't seen it. But yeah, my man, you look like a trustworthy person. You seen that Bad Batch?
I have. I watched it today just for this stream. I was like, I gotta throw it on.
Hold on. Let me blow you up. This is what someone who is prepared looks like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, someone who respects the stream. Okay. Even more than I do, because I almost didn't watch this episode. Anyway, I appreciate that, Brady.
Yeah. So I think I like the sisters being in there because I wasn't a fan of their season 7 stuff because I was like, what is this? I don't understand. But if there's a future in mind for those characters, it's like, oh, okay. It's more like, I get it. I see why they did it now. There's an actual reason that they have here for those characters. It's not just nonsense, That's what I thought it was initially until this episode. So yeah, I was definitely cool with seeing them just because it added to them.
No, for sure. Now I'm gonna just guess. Hold on. She ain't seen it. Hold on.
That is incorrect.
Oh, okay. He ain't seen it.
I watched both the previous episode plus this one, and like kind of did a comparison to see how I felt.
Okay, so what we thinking?
I liked this episode a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think they definitely fixed a lot of the things that I know we like talked about last week, where like, for instance, Omega, we're actually finally starting to see an incident where she didn't like bring something upon herself. She didn't get herself into any kind of trouble like every other episode has been. It's been just kind of like, it was kind of like more of a misunderstanding, but it also, you know, bringing the sisters in, having, you know, that whole climactic scene that they did, it actually made the episode more enjoyable, and it started to add to the story and like where they want to go, how the Bad Batch is like tying into the rebellion and the Empire. So I was like pleasantly surprised by the episode.
Yeah, I thought it was great as well. Let me give a quick shout out to Matt A for the $15 super chat. Yeah. He says, "Hey BJ, how's it going, my guy? I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain, Matt." He says, "I'm going through some medical issues right now. Your videos really uplift my spirits. Thank you." Well, let me just say, Matt, I hope everything gets better, and I appreciate you for being here supporting me, man. And thank you for saying that. You know, that makes me really happy to know that my videos can help you out in tough times.
Can you highlight Josh's
Josh's
chat real quick?
Josh,
scroll up a little bit.
Scroll. Josh Sandy. Oh, is it a super chat or is it like?
No, it's
I was looking.
I see it. I see it.
I think it's worthy of highlighting.
It's above.
I see it.
The super chat.
Justin is like a hot. Yo, really? We got somebody who sends in something heartfelt, right? Someone sends in something very heartfelt, something important. And this man says Justin is a hotter version of Star Wars. I don't see it. You don't look like Star Wars Theory.
Hey, but I'll take it though.
I mean,
that's important.
Anyway, now what was you gonna say, Justin? Go. I'll give you 5 minutes of fame. Go on, man.
Look, I think Josh's message was just as important as Matt A's message. So shout out to Josh.
That's tough. Anyway, Matt, I highly disagree with what Justin just said. Shout out to Valiant Renegade. He never been afraid. In the chat as well. He was a panel member that couldn't make it tonight, but we totally understand. He says, "Great looking panel tonight, guys." Hold on, I'm missing it. There's too many people in the chat talking. Great looking panel tonight, guys. Have a wonderful show. Thank you so much for that, Renegade, and good to have you here, man, in the chat, even though you couldn't make it to the stream. And a shout out to everyone in the chat tonight. We appreciate y'all for being here. All right, so more about the Bad Batch. We know Michelle. I guess you ain't got no opinion on this. I feel bad. Like Michelle's just been here. Show been going for like 20 minutes, and she's just like, I can't give my opinion. I haven't seen this. Have you seen it, Callus?
Of course I've seen it, bro.
Yes, this is a real man right here.
I would just really echo everything everybody else said, though. As far as the sisters, I was not a fan of their arc in season 7, nice. But I did enjoy the fact that he brought them or included them in this this episode, just because it speaks to our Filoni verse, if you will, and it's showing that connection between everything that they're doing. So we have Fennec Shand coming from The Mandalorian. Now we have the sisters coming from the Clone Wars. So I enjoyed that. And the second thing, I don't like this dude laughing while I'm trying to talk.
No,
I mean, that's disrespectful.
I'm laughing at the chat. My bad.
And then the other thing that I really enjoyed was Wrecker. Him, it's seeming like he may actually succumb to the chip, because that was a piece that I didn't suspect. I was thinking that we have Crosshair, who did, right, but I was feeling like he was just going to come back to the light, if you will. But the prospect that we could have these guys actually turn instead of him coming back opened up a completely different world for me. So I enjoyed seeing that, because like I said in my review for I think it was the 4th episode, when he fought Shand and she just sidestepped and then he hit the wall, right? And then he was out for the count. I was like, come on, man, why are they playing Wrecker like this? But if that's what jarred his chip, then I can see it. Then I can rock with them. You know what I mean? Because now we have just a different level of storytelling that they're opening up here. So that I did enjoy about this episode. And tell Fatal to stop yelling in the chat. Why he gotta, come on, Fatal. Why
That's
you
another
yelling,
person
man?
that couldn't make it
That's my
tonight.
brother.
It's crazy how everybody that cancels is just in the chat somehow.
Yeah, isn't that something else?
I actually like one instance that someone brought up in the episode was the the joke with Echo. Is there an Echo in here?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I actually did enjoy that a lot. That made me laugh for a good few minutes.
Yo, shout out to speaking of laughing, shout out to Fatal J, always making us laugh with a little. Hey, the bad man, the gentleman. Remember,
just as I see asking me.
I wake up in the morning, cocaine. I go to sleep, cocaine.
I need that clip. I need that clip, please.
That's my brother.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see where they can go with the Wrecker stuff. I really hope he doesn't turn on the crew, but that could be really interesting for everyone on the panel that hasn't seen it. I know we're spoiling it for you, but
sorry.
What do you guys think about that ending though? Like, who do you think that is? I gotta say, it's got to be Ahsoka, right?
I would hope
well,
so.
It can't be Ahsoka because that totally conflicts with her novel.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
They hate books. So
yeah, facts.
It was a comic. It was a comic, and they changed a couple of things.
Well, they already changed to the Ahsoka book a little bit too.
Yeah, didn't they?
The lightsaber colors and some of the memories are there's like flashbacks in it to where she remembers the Siege of Mandalore, and the events are different than what happens in the end of Clone Wars.
I don't know. I just feel like this would be like a huge change.
It can't be her though. It actually can't be her though, because when they talk to R7, she says put him through, and it literally says
right.
So it has to be a dude.
I think it's so.
Oh,
I've actually seen like two theories on this, and that one of them was actually talking about Ahsoka because of it's supposed to be because of the timeline and stuff, with this being a year before she takes on the name like Tolkien, right? Basically, this is supposed to be a year before that, so they're like, it's saying that it's not possible that it could have been her. I've seen people say it's Bail Organa, which actually probably would make sense.
I hope not.
But I don't know. That's the only two that I've seen leading so far.
I keep seeing Mace Windu, and I just it's not Mace Windu. It's not Mace Windu.
But it's not.
I was thinking Obi-Wan.
I don't think it would be a Jedi just because I don't feel like by the end of their arc that Ahsoka changed their mind about how they felt about Jedi. So I don't think that. I mean, I could be completely off the mark here, but them working with the Jedi would be the furthest. I mean, I guess that could be a plot twist, but that's why I wouldn't suspect that it would be a Jedi, because they don't like, or they didn't like, and they blamed the Jedi for what the loss of their parents and whatever. So that's why I just thought it might be a rebel leader, or,
Man, you're making a lot of sense, but I don't like where you're going with that, Cal. Let me just. I got one thing I need to say to you. All right.
You were my brother, Anakin. I love you.
And now you're letting me down with these theories that make more sense.
The brain just starts rocking and rolling different ways.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think we all know that Disney plays pretty fast and loose with the canon, so anything could really happen.
Yeah,
you're not lying about that. I mean, I just hope it's not Bail Organa. Bail Organa don't get me out of bed in the morning.
So
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Is like you want someone that's exciting, and that just doesn't seem exciting. And yes, thank you for whoever corrected me. I honestly just forgot.
How dare you misspeak?
But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry to no. I've also heard Quinlan Voss, because at this point he's not a Jedi. He's not. Dooku is dead. And he's kind of like a mercenary now. So I've heard that theory also.
I would love that if it were Quinlan Voss, just because of his psychometric powers and the way, and them wanting to him to bring the head. Maybe there's something he's trying to tap into with that. I mean, that would be dope.
And then I wonder if Wrecker, because his chip is like, you know, they probably don't know that he's not a Jedi anymore. I wonder if that would, you know, that would be a way for him to.
Well, I think it's a big thing with Wrecker's headache is a couple episodes before Tech was already trying to figure out a way to scan their inhibitor chips. So I think by the time that Wrecker starts to get a little crazy, either Tech will maybe have it finished or he's just obviously going to lose his stuff.
Yeah, I think he's going to go crazy, bro. I think
he will too.
I think it's gonna be some heartbreaking stuff happening.
It's just
no, not my
question
boy.
I have, though,
No, they can't let him go out like this.
You froze, ABJ.
As I freeze. Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. Who was saying something? I didn't hear what y'all were saying.
I was just wondering why it is that Hunter still has half of his face painted. I'm just curious.
I thought it was tattoos.
Awesome.
As
Yeah,
well.
it is. Because it's awesome. Yeah.
God, he's awesome.
Let me get to this super chat. Shout out to the Machete Order, another member of the ABJ Army. Yeah, he says, how can you all not watch the episode and sit on a podcast? Sitting on a podcast just to have the whole episode spoiled. And I think it's a Rex.
Because for the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we've sat here, got everything spoiled, and I still didn't care.
This one's pretty good though.
Rex is my lead too.
Okay, so wasn't he watching?
Well, I think the bigger thing is, I was gonna say, I think the bigger thing is, I can say what Justin's saying is, I just got the full screen. I was just gonna say, I've sit here and listened to them spoil the show, and I've not seen a single episode, and it's yet to been able to win me over to want to go watch the show. So
yeah, y'all, you know what? I respect y'all, but y'all are breaking my heart.
I mean, yeah, it'll probably take till like the last few episodes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. Like, I have faith that it'll pick up at the end. But just in case it doesn't, I don't want to waste my time watching all these episodes. I'm going to just wait until it happens, and then I'll watch them all.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of a fraud because I feel the same way that y'all kind of feel about the past episodes. I was like, bro, I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. I'm not staying up 3 a.m. to watch this. But at the same time, I'm such a sucker for anything Star Wars that it's like, bro, how you not watch it? You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, that's just how it goes. I'm sorry for whoever I cut off.
Oh no, what I was going to say is you guys were discussing AHSOKA, and in my head I was thinking, and I love AHSOKA. I'm always happy to see her, but it's like, can there get a point where we have too much AHSOKA if she just pops up like in everything that's Dave Filoni?
Yeah, it's not really her.
Yeah, he hasn't made a project without her yet.
Yeah,
that man loves
like
him so much.
especially they finished Clone Wars, then they had live action in Mandalorian. Now she's getting a spin-off show, and you kind of wonder how much is too much of your favorite character.
Well, that's the Disney way.
Not enough.
You just
Put her in
gotta milk it
Kenobi
until it runs dry.
Yeah, I'm scared of that as well. I hope that doesn't happen. Now, look, I will say at least one thing with the Grogu. Yes, they've been like milking the heck out of him with the merch and stuff, but I've been totally surprised that they didn't take like Grogu and like just be like, look, Grogu is the way right now. Like literally. Let's just Grogu everything. Let's give that man a Pixar animated short. You know?
I'd watch it.
Hey, I would definitely watch it.
Yeah.
No, this is gonna seem so mean to say, but honestly, I feel like Grogu, like just a talking puppet, has had more character development in one episode of Mandalorian than Omega did in the last like 4 episodes of Bad Batch. I'm not ashamed to say that, but I feel like that is exactly what they've done with
I'm
those
totally
characters.
fine with that. See, I thought you were going to say some slander, like
no.
Grogu.
Excuse me. Do I gotta like show you my entire back?
Yeah, see that's good because
I would never slander Grogu.
Yeah, don't
know.
Slander that man.
I kind of like. For me, I kind of like what they're doing with Omega because like she's not special, and I think that's okay. Like she's kind of just a kid. Right. And hanging around with all these special clones. So I don't know.
But do you think she?
Like, I still love her as a character. I just don't like how like Star Wars has made her look with these episodes. Like they got to babysit her again when she deserves to have, development. She's she's a kid, but I want to like know what's so special about her. And I think with this episode, when they showed her with the bow and her learning how to use it, and then the end of the episode where she takes the advice and get rid of distractions, that to me was really cool to see.
Yeah, facts. I and let me just say, it's not Omega, it's Omega. I can't do the accent, but it's Omega.
No thanks.
Yeah, I can't do the accent. I'm horrible at it. But I think that. Well, let me just ask: do you all think that she's not going to have any abilities? They're definitely going to show that she has ability.
She has to. She's one of the 5.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She definitely
has
They've
to.
already hinted at it too.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times,
but I don't know what.
the first episode.
Fast.
my like theory / question is she going to become the new like Crosshair, and they like the theory of them developing like what is it, the troopers based on Crosshair? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
She does have a bow.
Yeah, like she's learning how to use a bow
very quickly.
She's gonna be the Katniss of Star Wars. That'd be kind of dope, actually. I'd be here for that.
I don't know. I think they're gonna turn out to be Cylons, part of the Final 5. That's all I'm saying.
Cylons. I don't know. I must be a fake fan.
Good. No one watches Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, is that a Star Wars thing or Cylons? I was about to feel bad.
The Final 5. Oh,
I feel like I missed
me
some
here.
Hold on. I think I missed some super chats. I'm gonna get to them.
You did.
Oh,
yeah, that's my bad, guys.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Chris Curran. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Shout out.
Thank you
Chris.
for that $5 holla.
He
says,
I had a really good comment.
Wait, someone had a good comment. Yeah, the chat will distract you for sure. He says, I am late, missed the notification. Can you start over, Lord Callus? I think it's a little too late for that now, Chris. My bad, my guy. And I think we had one more that came in from Torin.
Yeah.
The Mando. Thank you for the $4.99.
We got another one.
Yeah,
another one. Okay.
Yeah, two more in there.
He says, "Waves hand credits will do fine." I don't know what that is. Was in reference to what we were saying, but Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. I'm sorry. I literally am a black Jedi. Okay, you can't do mind tricks on me. Shout out to Jason Solo, also a member of the ABJ Army. We see you. All right, and guess what? We salute you. Hold on, I gotta do it one more time. I messed up my salute. Yeah, that's good form right there. He says Wrecker won't turn. They'll remove the chips or something before he can turn. I won't allow it to happen, or he'll get it forced out like Rex. So you're gonna step into the story. He says, I will not allow it to happen.
They have to pick the most lovable character to
I know.
too.
But that's how they break your heart. They gotta tug on your heartstrings.
I'm not okay with that. I did not approve of that.
Hey, look, I get it, like, because I like Wrecker as well, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I think this show needs that. I think they need something that really makes us feel like, oh, this show, like, because right now it's kind of like, they need that moment, that make us feel like that Bad Batch. They got me, Yeah. At least that's how I feel. But thank you to everyone for the super chats. Appreciate them so much. And apparently I missed two more.
Yeah.
They disappeared, I think, for me. I will do my best to look for them.
They're still in the chat.
Yeah,
I see them now. Demogeny. Yo, shout out to Demogeny. We gotta get him on stream sometime. The Dark Council in here representing. I see it and I respect it. Shout out to Demogeny for the $2 holla. He says there is too much of AHSOKA. Hashtag Dark Council. I don't know, Demogeny. Not right now. There's not too much, but it could happen. You ain't lying. It could happen. And I missed one more. Is there one more?
Yeah, Machete.
No, I got his earlier.
Did you?
A machete order?
Yeah.
No, because he's
This
in
one?
between.
Oh no, he got it.
Not that
yeah.
one. Not that one.
No, I think
was
it's another one.
Yeah, there is another one.
DJ
There-
Khaled? Another one. Hold on. Okay, I'll look for it.
It's
But-
a $5 one.
It says.
I
the-
see it now. I see
Yeah,
it
there
now.
you go.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm bugging out tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Shout out to the machete owner for the $5 super chat. He says the term "too much AHSOKA" is blasphemous. I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard that, I was a little bit hurt. But we might be a little.
You got another one.
We might be a little greedy when it comes to the AHSOKA. I mean, let's just be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
The shadow of greed, that is.
I love AHSOKA, but we could have too much at one point.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway,
Especially when it's so obvious that it's like the creator of the character just wants to input her into every show that he makes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, here's my thing too. Like, what are you gonna do if you bring AHSOKA in? What are you gonna do in Bad Batch that is cooler or better arc for AHSOKA or a moment for AHSOKA than what they finished with her cartoon version in Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Since you've already got like the
book.
They're gonna leave her alone, I think,
Yeah.
until her show. That's probably what'll happen.
Hope so.
I'm guessing you'll
Well,
get a
I just
teaser.
think
It'll
that-
be like they'll build her up and then she'll just disappear, and that's gonna lead into her show. That way, there's some suspense built in.
Yeah.
Suspense action. I like it.
Especially because I want to know what happens to her, especially because we hear her voice in Rise of Skywalker in that little scene. She hears all the voices of the Jedi, and I'm like, well, what happened to her?
Yo,
There
now
he
we
is.
now we super tiny. What's going on? It's a small world. What's going on, guys? Yo, shout out to X-Wing, man. I'm glad you can make it. How you
Hey, ABJ,
feeling?
I don't know about this. I don't know if you know this, but you're keeping me in the backstage this whole time.
How
and
long-
I'm
how
kind
long
of
you
a
been there?
big deal now. You see this? This is YouTube money.
Oh,
Ooh.
That YouTube money.
That's a
money.
I had to call back to our first interaction, man. That was beautiful.
Yeah. How long you been back there? Now I feel kind of bad.
I have no idea. I'm so tired, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I
wrecked
heard you had
right
a
now.
12-hour shift, my guy.
It wasn't just that. No, I stayed up for the Bad Batch party, and so it was like
Oh,
12 to 1, and then I had to wake up at 4 to drive 2 hours out of town, and so now it's 6 and I'm home, but I would not miss this for the world, dude. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I'm glad to have you here. Also, Justin, I think, has been getting everyone's links. So, Justin,
Yeah, I
if
got
you all right, yeah, go out and Justin, thank you for being that guy tonight. We need to get more mods to do that stuff, but I appreciate you, Justin.
Callus, what's going on, dude? I've
you
talked to
doing, bro?
Sawyerism. I haven't talked to you since council.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I was super tired. Now all of a sudden I'm feeling like I'm not tired.
There you go.
Yeah,
Star Wars will do that.
We
to
got
you.
positive vibes all around.
Yeah, man.
I missed 2 super chats again, I think, guys. Let me just say right now, if you send a super chat and like it takes me a few minutes to get to it, I will get to it. It's just like if we're in the middle of something or and sometimes they disappear for a few seconds and I have to like go back to the chat, but we will not leave you hanging. I will make sure if you send a super chat in, we will get to it. So don't worry about that. But yeah, shout out to X-Wing. Thank you for coming through, man. You saw the Bad Batch. I'm thinking, well, you did because you stayed up for it. Who do you think? Look, I hear what you guys are saying that it can't be Ahsoka, but knowing Dave Filoni, he might find a way to put Ahsoka in there. Also, I don't think why is it like they were bundled up? There was like some cloak action.
There was some heavy shawl action going on with that character. Yeah.
Now Rex don't got no cloak that I know of.
The hologram isn't
No.
Ahsoka, right? Because Sheev said that they said it was a male.
And wasn't the
Yeah.
arm out? The arm was out though, right?
I don't know about the arm. From what I saw, the cloak that you guys
I
are
saw
talking
the
about
cloak,
is
yeah.
I saw there was some heavy cloak action. Okay,
the cloak looked like Bale's cloak, and
It
I
better not
really hope
be.
it's not. That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
don't
two
really
baby
know.
Yodas
Ah.
stacked on top of each other. That's
Oh,
what it is.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's what?
We got a Lucasfilm insider over here.
It's what stacked on each other, Yeti? What did you say?
2 baby Yodas stacked on top of each other.
I would not be disappointed in that. If it's Bail Organa, I say we riot. Let me get to the super chat from what's his name? Cash. All right. Cashew. Thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate you, big fella. He says, didn't even know about this channel, but I'm here now. Hey, that's all that matters. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you. Bars. Rhyming accidentally. You know, I can rap. I'm black, so you know I can rap. Anyway, super chat is $2 from Tim. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that, man.
Do you have
shout out to
button?
Sheev? Okay, Sheev. I see Sheev he's out here.
Awesome.
Okay, she's out here getting us some new channel, some new
Cashew
people coming to the stream. Yeah, Cashew. Oh, too Cashew. Okay.
Yeah, Cashew.
All right, let me put some respect on that man's name. It was Cashton. My bad, Cashton. Okay, it's kind of like Ashton, huh? But it's got cash in front of it because he gets money. I see how he did that. Yeah. Anyway, I all around like this episode of the Bad Batch. I thought it was a good time. No batteries required. And I'm excited to see what episode 8 does. And now I will say I will be disappointed if episode 8, like we get the cameo and it's Bail Organa or someone like really? Like, come on, why did you? That's the cameo. That's the person you left out on the cliffhanger. But I'm excited to see what happens. All right.
How many we have total? 16?
16 episodes.
16 episodes.
Have we not talked about how we got robbed completely?
What you mean?
When Wrecker was laying on the ground and said, "Good soldiers follow orders," and I just exploded. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, here it comes."
Nah, it's a slow build up. That's what's
slow burn.
Man, I was so excited.
Yeah. Wait, how did
it was cool how they worked the sisters in though?
I just noticed that like Forrest Light is like moved around. Justin is like right underneath me. When did that happen? I don't know. I don't know either. Anyway, it don't really matter.
The X-wing landed and everything got switched around.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
A whole groove off X-wing. Nah, don't tell him he's good. This is my channel. I tell him if he's good or not.
Come on, man. I thought we were friends, man.
Nah, you are good though. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I think we all kind of agree though. We're all like the same consensus that this show is getting better, hopefully, or at least this episode is like a step up in the right direction. But real quick, Callus, we sure that's not AHSOKA? You sure? You positive?
I'm not positive, of anything at this point.
You seem like you just don't think it could be.
I don't want it to be.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another story.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. All right. Well,
who do you want it to be?
There's still hope that it could be. Well, I just wanted it to be someone exciting. Let's put it that way. It doesn't have to be AHSOKA.
I would prefer it to be Saul or somebody who is sort of fanatical. With the rebellion. I just don't want it to be AHSOKA because they just really didn't trust the Jedi. I mean, I can't. I mean, that's one reason. And then I sort of want to echo what some others have said too, where I just would prefer for AHSOKA not to be on this show, so that the last time I will have seen her was The Mandalorian, and then I'm gung ho to see her when it's now her own show. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I want the next time that I see Ahsoka Tano to be in the AHSOKA series.
Separation creates desire.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be exciting either way, though, just because, I mean, it's live action. We talking live action.
Yeah.
And that's different.
It's a
but
different
I get
game.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying for sure. But anyway, unless anyone has any more thoughts, we can move on to another topic, which is, and we can go back and forth. It doesn't matter. But Rogue Squadron. First of all, let me just ask, is anybody excited for this movie? Does anyone care about this movie?
My name's X-Wing, dude. If I don't see some X-Wings in action, come on, man.
X-Wing is ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't know, X-Wing. I like you and you're cool and everything, but I just the more I hear about this movie, the less excited I get.
I'm not listening to anything.
Why?
I'm staying out of it 100% because if it's just a Michael Bay CGI complete like dumpster fire of dogfighting X-Wings and TIE fighters, I'm in it. I'm happy.
All right, now look, it's been brought to my attention we got more super chats. I'm sorry I'm such a bad host. We're gonna get back into this Rogue Squadron talk. We'll give you guys some time to get your thoughts and opinions on it while we do that. I got a few super chats that I missed. Shout out to Aiden Arroyo.
Spidey.
199. Thank you for that. Yes, Spider-Man is literally like one of my favorite characters ever. It's like
Aiden.
Yeah,
right
that's Aiden.
there.
What's
he's
up?
like, oh, you guys know this guy?
Yeah, he's
one of our community guys.
He like actually does like parkour stuff. He's
okay,
Aiden.
He lives in Queens and he does Spidey stuff off of like the construction.
Yeah.
Oh, super dope.
He's actually, I was surprised.
Real life Spider-Man.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. But thank you, Aiden, for the 199. He says, "What up? Hope everyone had a good day. I had a pretty good day, Aiden. I can't lie. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for thank you for taking the time to ask us how we doing. Make sure our day was good. We appreciate that, man. Also, we got the Padawan B. He's a new member. Hold up. I'm gonna try and make this not be as loud as the last clip I played was. But look, we got a new member, so you know what that means. The man Boba, man, he can get down like no other. Y'all didn't know Boba could shake it like that, did you? But shout out to Padawan for becoming a member. You're now a member of the ABJ Army, and we salute you. We appreciate that. Let's see. We got to get to some other super chats in here. I believe I'm missing a few others. Shout out to Echo Bay Network. Appreciate that. The $9.99 super chat. He says, "Great lineup tonight, guys. Keep up the good work. My thoughts on Bad Batch so far is meh." I'm guessing he means meh, ma, same difference.
Is that Coach or Nick?
No idea.
It says Nick.
It's got to be Coach.
Hate the Omega character and feel like the show is going nowhere, in my opinion.
No, it's
Nick. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's Nick.
I'm sad that you feel that way, but I also kind of agree with you. Except I thought this episode was a step in the right direction, so I'm kind of torn. I don't know how to feel. Apparently someone's trying to come in right now, but the studio's got 10 people, and I don't know who that could be. I think I do know who it is. The man's mad late though. Anyway, I'll figure that out. But
ABJ is keeping Theory in the background. Like, sorry, we're full. Bro.
That's fine, Theory. Come back next week.
Be on time
Theory.
next time, man.
Theory just joins.
Next time, bro.
Shaking my head.
He joins and starts telling me everything that's wrong with my channel. No, I'm just playing. You won't go down that road tonight. But anyway, all right. So let's talk about this. Does anyone really care about Rogue Squadron? I'm being for real. I'm not trying to be like mean, but like besides X-Wing, because his name is literally X-Wing.
I'll care if they put the Buick cameo in like the game.
Ooh.
You never played Rogue Squadron, the game?
Nah,
and 64, man.
Because I'm old enough to have played that, but I never played it.
No, there's like a weird Easter egg where you can fly a Buick Electra. So if they put that in the movie, I'll care.
So yeah, basically that's a no from you.
It's like you said earlier, it's Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it to some extent. But like, I don't. know.
Well, let's think about like Rogue One. That movie was really good, right? But what really put that movie over the top for a lot of people, including myself, was the Vader cameo at the end. Like that.
You just see the happiness drain from him each time you do that.
He dies inside.
You do this for a living, bro.
I just got to stick to the bit at this point, but yeah, like we need something like I don't know, man. I need a Force user. That's what I need. It could just be a quick cameo like we saw with Vader, but X-wings and all are cool, like supplementary things in the main movies. Like they're super cool.
Whoa.
But if they're if they're like the main point and we don't see any Force users, I'm just kind of, I don't know. It'll be fun, but it won't be amazing.
Well, if it's the Rogue Squadron, then it should have Luke in it, right?
Well, that's the thing. I'm way too lazy to bring up the article. But there's an article that came out. I don't know how old it is. It's I think about 2 days old, and it talks about kind of a non-story, just basically that the production designer from Wonder Woman is working on it, which makes sense because Patty Jenkins is directing it. But they also
got unexcited.
But they also did mention that apparently they've made it known that this will be a brand new story. So like if you're looking for maybe like Wedge to show up here, they're saying like all new characters, all new story type thing. So this could take place.
Do we know when? We don't know when it's going to be placed at all.
We don't know if it's like, around A New Hope time, if it's like after the sequels.
Dude, yeah, they're gonna do it way after. I would be so mad if they put anybody from the OG trilogy into that movie. Like, no, give us a new Star Wars story and give us like a war movie. Like, if you
but how's it going to be Rogue Squadron?
It can't be this. It just can't be this movie. If they're going to give us a whole, I don't know. I wouldn't be drawn to it if it was just if it was Rogue Squadron.
If it was going to be a new era. Yeah, if it was going to be a new era, I would not want a Force user. Like, I'm complete opposite of Justin. Like, there's Grogu, but there's something about the Mandalorian not having or the Bad Batch, better example. I don't know. It's a breath of fresh air to not have a central main Force user.
I guess.
Yeah, dude. I'm thinking like Rogue One vibes. Like, it's a war movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but also I think there's just two separate types of Star Wars fans, because whenever the Mandalorian was being like talked about, whenever the trailer started coming out, I was like, this looks awesome, but there's no Force user here, and I feel like that's gonna leave a little bit of a void in the show. And I'm like, once we saw Grogu, I was like, oh, thank God, like there's the Force user.
Yeah, I get that. I do want to see more Jedi stuff, like, because I feel like lately live action Star Wars, we don't have like any Jedi stuff besides like, of course, the amazing scene that we got from Luke at the end of Mando season 2. But I mean, like, we haven't had any live action really focused on Jedi characters in a long time since, I guess, the sequels, obviously, but I want to see like, and this is just me, I'm not hating on the sequels because I know some people love them and that's cool, but like, in my opinion, I just didn't love the choreography. Like, I really like the prequel choreography with lightsaber duels, and I just want to see some stuff like that, or like how AHSOKA was in The Mandalorian. I thought like the way she used her lightsaber, the way Luke did, that's the kind of stuff I want to see in live action.
I want to see some Sith.
Well, we're gonna get that with the Acolyte, so maybe we'll get some lightsaber action. I don't know.
And a lot of people are bagging on that too, but I don't know why they're bagging on that.
Isn't that like years away though? Isn't it like 2022?
No, that's next year.
Yeah, it is next year. Okay,
yeah, it's coming soon.
That would be 2022.
Yeah, I know. I said it's 2022. Why am I living in? I'm still living in 2020.
It flew by.
Yo, hold on. I got something to say real quick. Shout out to Levi. He's in the chat. He sent me something like the synopsis of Rogue Squadron or whatever. It says,
right.
The story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride and move the saga into the future era of the galaxy.
Yeah. I'm into it. Oh, that's not kind of dope, bro.
I'm into it. I'm into it, dude. I'm excited.
What
makes it Rogue Squadron though? If the original bunch are passing the torch, what makes it Rogue Squadron?
Because they rogues and they.
I was gonna say like Rogue Squadron moves on just like Red or Blue or anybody else. I mean, Red 5 wasn't always Luke's call sign. Somebody's always going to take up the mantle of Red 5. So, Rogue's going to be a squadron and somebody's going to fill the shoes for Rogue Squadron. It's a legacy.
But all of these are new. So what didn't in the synopsis you're saying all of them, everybody that's being introduced is new?
Right.
It says a new generation.
That's what it says, yeah.
Did they all just die and now and boom,
It could be. Yeah, it could be like 50 years after. You know, well,
it doesn't necessarily say all of them are new. There might be one or two like mentor figures in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Please
but
don't
do we
do
really
Wedge.
want to see Wedge? Like, do we
No.
really want to see him like pull up in his X-wing and he's sitting in a wheelchair inside the X-wing?
Let me just say,
He's got a
Wedge is
oxygen
laying
mask on.
they
this
better
man
have
rest.
a bomb ass trailer. Is all I gotta say.
It's
to
gonna
get
be
a lot of
visually
people
stunning.
pulled in.
Yeah, I think the trailer's gonna be hype a lot of people up for sure.
I'm just worried because it's Patty Jenkins. Is she writing it too? Isn't she writing it?
Yeah, I
She
will
wrote
say.
Wonder Woman, too.
I will say her dad was like a pilot or something, and like it's always been her dream to like make a pilot movie or something.
He's gonna
so-
try
I mean,
her
that's
best.
cool.
Yeah, dude, that should not have been what she said. Like, my dad was a fighter pilot. Like, were you a fighter pilot? Like, no, my dad was a fighter pilot. Like,
Yeah, but she said that she's been inside, so she knows how to make it feel like you're inside of one.
That's
yeah,
cool
that makes
and
sense.
all,
That
but
makes
you
sense.
still gotta
but you're
write
also
a good movie.
you're flying in space too, though.
True that.
I don't know. Patty Jenkins also thought Wonder Woman 84 was exciting, so I don't know about that.
For real, Yeti. That
I
movie,
haven't seen it yet, so I can't speak on it.
that movie was garbage.
We got all the shows coming
And I
out.
froze.
Whatever. If that one flops, if that movie flops, I'll look at all the other stuff.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Taika Waititi's
me too.
Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I'm
Dude.
excited for that.
Great
I'm
director.
looking forward. I'm looking forward to the set. I mean, like the offset photos that come from that.
Michelle, you stacked this. I know what you're trying to say. No, yeah, I think his movie will probably be great. Like that episode of Mando he did, it's freaking great. I think
You
his
know,
like, comedy.
Do you know what Taika like? It's both exciting and it's like, ooh, I don't know, because I love, say, that final episode in Mandalorian season 1, but it only works for me because it's Mando. Like the actual opening scene of that is such a different. It's almost Spaceballs humor. It's almost making fun of Star Wars.
Totally.
So it's kind of like. That's cool in this little show, but if we get a full movie of his wacky humor, it's gonna feel so un-Star Warsy. I don't know if we'll like it or not like it.
Yeah.
Well, what if they could do something like how Guardians of the Galaxy is done, but just make it like Star Warsified, just like this ragtag crew and everyone's cracking jokes and you're just like, you don't think that would be good?
I'm thinking like Jojo Rabbit almost, because if you guys watch that, you can see how Taika can seriously put emotion into his movies, but like offset it with humor.
You guys are beating around the bush.
I definitely think that's how
Ragnarok.
it will be, because like I've kind of like read so much about like what they're planning to do, at least with the movie, and with it, because it's supposed to be like Dawn of the Jedi kind of era, like they're explaining, the whole start of the Jedi and the Sith.
Hold, that's confirmed?
Well, that's what was speculated with Disney Investor Day and stuff.
There was the Thoyor in the background.
Yes,
right?
it was it's supposed to be that it's speculated that it's going to be Dawn of the Jedi. So in Mandalorian, when in season 2 they go to Tython with Grogu to take him to the little stone thing to sit on, that's what they're supposed to be exploring. It's supposed to be they're going on these ships and they're going to that planet to basically build all these cities on the planet.
Yeah, right.
And
the 9 Thoyors or whatever.
The planet itself is actually supposed to basically the planet lives off the Force almost. So if there's any imbalance in the Force, like if it goes to dark, the planet becomes really unstable. If it's light, the planet's healthy and growing. It's really interesting. Like I've been all over this movie.
Hey, you just made my day.
That sounds really dope if they do that.
I've been reading so much about the concept idea for it, and I'm like, if they do this for a movie, I would actually like pay good money to see it.
Yeah, so
yeah, that sounds really dope. Let me get to some of these super chats I mixed real quick. Excuse me, super chats that I missed. I mean, it says this is funny. Cashew, he says for $1.99, I changed my username. I changed my name to Cashew for you, bro. That's great.
Devotion.
That is. I appreciate that, man. We also have some other ones. I feel bad because you actually sent that one in before some other ones that I got too. So now I feel bad. I'm scrolling down. We got a $5 super chat from Revenge of the Netherrealm. Thank you. A member of the ABJ Army right here. He says, how do you live? Hold on. I'm sorry. It says, how do you live life? Sorry, it's like it's here, but then it disappeared. Okay. How do you live life not ever playing Star Wars Rogue Squadron? It's like one of the best Star Wars games next to the original Battlefront games. All right. Look.
Somebody send that guy a t-shirt.
I don't know, to be completely honest with you. I'm about to be 28 this year, so I have no excuse. I'm sure it came out when I was a kid. I don't know. But thank you for the super chat. Shout out to you. I should go back and play it, right? Torin the Mando for the $4.99. He says, personally, I think Rogue Squadron should take place many years after the sequels. But my question is, who or what are the threat? Ooh, good question. Good question.
Dude, that's a good topic right there. That's a really good topic.
Another $5 super chat, this time coming from the Padawannabe. He says, could we see a new race of aliens in this movie? If there isn't an awesome astromech in this, forget about it.
That's true.
No, I agree. We do need an awesome astromech. Adam Arroyo, once again, with the $1.99 says, I want to see Chris Nolan make a Star Wars film. You might be on to something right there, Chris.
I'm down.
People have been saying
I could get with that.
Yeah, but then it's going to deal with time travel. Guaranteed.
Yeah, the world between worlds. Let him do it.
I'm not. Let's do it.
Dude, Brayden, didn't we talk about that for like an hour in the Discord the other day about Christopher Nolan making a Star Wars movie and Hans Zimmer doing with the music as like co-composed by John Williams?
I don't think I was in there for that.
You missed that? Dude, that was enlightening.
Dang.
All right, so we've got one panel member. Sheev, you got to go in a few minutes, right?
Yeah, in a couple minutes.
All right, so I'll let you kind of sign off here in a few minutes. We're gonna bring in someone else who's waiting. Infinite, if you're still in the chat and you want to come in here, you can get in here after Sheev has to go. But Sheev, let the people know where or how they can watch your content.
God, he's handsome, isn't he?
Yeah.
Snackable. You can find me at Vader's Lair on YouTube. I go by Sheev the Wise, clearly. That's my name right there. Other side. But yeah, you can find me on Vader's Lair. My Twitter is also at Vader's Lair, so that's where you guys can find me for now.
Yeah, go show my man some love. He's an awesome guy, and as you can see, he's a big Star Wars fan, and Justin just dropped his link in the chat, so I want to see some people go over there.
Yes,
he's a nerd ninja. So he's a
nerd Benja.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay. You're a nerd Venger, Sheev?
I am absolutely a nerd Venger.
In
fact, if there's any nerd Vengers here or in the chat, if you guys come to the next Friday's watch party, I'm going to be hosting it. So,
yo, the disrespect from Nicole in the chat. Bye, random Star Wars. That's disrespectful. The disrespect.
That's all right. That's all right.
You're not random, Sheev. We love you, man. And we love the Nerd Avengers. I love the Nerds. That's actually like one of the channels besides Theory that like made me want to do YouTube.
Same here.
So shout out to Sheev. We appreciate you coming through, man.
Shout out to you, ABJ. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, bro. You're welcome. Anytime.
Peace.
See you, man.
See you later, man.
And we can get Infinite. You still got that link. You can get in here whenever you want. Let me get to Fatal J, bro, with this super chat. What is this, Jay?
I lost it when I read that.
What is it? I ain't hitting the sign.
I read it right after, and I just couldn't.
He says, just left the party. Ate too many snacks. I got the boo-boo. Oh, my God. I hate that I had to read that.
ABJ, did Drunk drop a super chat to you earlier?
I don't know. He might have.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see it.
I thought.
I didn't see it.
He said it?
So
if he did, I didn't see it.
That's so
You
cool.
might be starting some drama if he didn't and you saying he did, no, I'm just playing. It's no big deal.
I swear, I thought I saw it. I was like I was using a stick shift and I was trying to watch the stream, so I had my phone in my hand, but I was driving down the freeway while I was looking at it. It was really safe.
So let's not trust anything this man has to say.
I'm an X-wing pilot. Driving a stick shift's like it's no problem.
Yeah, but while watching,
he's a fictional pilot. Don't worry.
Driving stick sounds a lot harder than it actually is.
All right, y'all. Ooh.
It sounds hard. It's very.
I love driving stick,
You
but
gotta,
like,
you gotta pause that. You gotta pause that.
All right, you know what? Welcome to the show.
We gotta pause it.
Welcome to the show, Star Wars Infinite. Let me say something before this man says something. We've been trying to get dude on the show since I started my channel. Like, this man is a myth. He's a legend. He's been a part of the original ABJ squad. Stand up and salute him. Star Wars Infinite. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for finally having me. I'm sorry for the delayed response time, but it's a pleasure being here with you all, and I'm excited to talk Star Wars with everybody.
No, man, you're good. You just got to pay the delay fee. You know?
Well, it sucks because I think we're ending the show. Like, so
yeah, like 5 minutes. No, I'm just playing. Thank you for being here, though, Infinite, man. It's really been way too long. You were supposed to have been here so long ago. I'm not talking about tonight, but like literally since I started doing these podcasts, we've been trying to get Infinite on. So
yeah, I remember when I forget which video it was I made, and you reached out to me. And we've been talking since December, me, you, Justin, and a few other people. Yeah. And it's been crazy to see your guys' success. So, congratulations too, man. You guys are making some waves. So, good for you guys. And I'm really happy to see that.
Hey, I don't know all about that, but thank you.
No, man, you guys are making waves, man. I'm happy.
I appreciate it.
It's awesome to see.
So Rogue Squadron, yeah, I guess it now look, you guys have schooled me because now that we read that synopsis, I'm actually getting kind of excited about it. The only thing I worry about, though, is Patty Jenkins being the director of it, because I think Wonder Woman 1 was pretty good. I think it gets overhyped. I don't think it was that good.
It was really good.
It was good.
I really liked I thought that was a really good movie.
It was good, yeah.
The first one was really good. Second one.
I haven't seen the second one
yet, though, right? Like the second movie is always not as good. So not always.
Here's what I was going to say. Here's what I was going to say. As far as I don't think anyone should have a problem with her being a director. She's a good director. The issue with Wonder Woman 2 wasn't direction necessarily; it was writing and that plot.
Yeah.
So it's like, do they have? It's like, so do they have someone, because they watched what happened with Wonder Woman 1984? Do they have a good writer with her that can help create a good story? And then I feel fine about her directing it.
Well, when you Google Rogue Squadron writer, the only name that comes up is Patty Jenkins. So
they're gonna need to do. See, that's the issue. We talked about that. ABJ was on our show this Wednesday, and what's the deal with all these directors feeling like they can write? Like, just because you can direct doesn't mean you're a good writer, or vice versa.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all.
Force of Light woke up, decided to speak facts today.
Well, we see that happening so much because that's what happened with the Wonder Woman sequel. And look, I don't know if we got any big Zack Snyder fans in here, but I would argue that most of the stuff that Zack Snyder takes on by himself writing are the movies that are like his worst movies. Like Man of Steel was really a good movie, but like David S. Goyer and one of the Nolans wrote
wasn't it Chris Nolan?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, so like that's why maybe it was actually good because Zach didn't touch it as far as writing goes.
Was Nolan part of Man of Steel?
Yeah, Man of Steel.
That
he didn't write
explains it.
Yeah, they desperately wanted to get Christopher Nolan to come in and do a trilogy for Superman, and so they convinced him to write part of the script. They gave that to Zach and told him they can't or he can't make any changes to the parts that Christopher Nolan added, and so he was kind of handcuffed to that part.
All right, look, I know this is a Star Wars podcast, but I gotta ask, why do y'all like oh wait, he said Wonder Woman 84. He's talking about Wonder Woman 84. But anyway, why do y'all like the original Wonder Woman so much? I thought that movie was just like Captain America, just
It was way better than
Basically
the first
that.
Captain America. Yes, I just.
I don't
said
like
that.
Captain America either. So maybe that's.
I think it was just refreshing to see a really good DC movie because DC usually is like kind of rough.
Yes, 100%,
so
bro.
I was like, oh my
100%.
god, they did something good.
That's what I was saying, though. I think that's what it is. People just like, wow, that was actually a pretty good movie.
Well,
But I don't think
what a way to build a hype, right?
Here's the thing, and I think that's taste. I would put Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, up with most Marvel movies, but that's just me because I prefer DC. But it also was the first time. There's no debate. DC has brought to life the best female character in any comic thus far that we've gotten. That's a point
Agreed,
blank.
100%. Yeah, that was absolutely the best. Like the best. Yeah.
There were so many badass moments where I was
yeah.
whoa, this is cool.
It's also one of.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Michelle.
I was gonna say, like, so ABJ. I mean, we can walk through one day the no man's land scene. That entire scene, from the moment she begins to walk into the trench to the moment she goes through that big like tower. I mean, that whole scene's just incredible. Like, makes me emotional every time. I mean, it's awesome.
Her acting was amazing. The cinematography there was amazing. The color, everything about that scene was absolutely amazing. And that's the thing that I think about most when I watch that movie is that scene.
Yeah, Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot. I don't know how you say it. I hear people saying it different ways, but
Gadot.
I think she's perfect as Wonder Woman. Perfect.
Me too. I'm a simp for Gal Gadot, man.
I
She's awesome.
think they did a really good job casting her for the role.
And it's also one of the few movies where the actual studio interference paid off.
Yeah.
Because they were watching over Patty Jenkins' shoulder for that one quite a bit and making sure there was a lot of changes that she didn't go off book too much. And she had free reign over Wonder Woman 84.
So WB actually helped a movie for once?
Yeah, that's the most surprising part.
And something too that I would say is, in a world where I feel like this happens a lot, in order to make Wonder Woman great, they didn't have to belittle Steve Trevor. Like, he's also great. So they did a really good job of integrating male and female characters together.
Yep. Some fans were complaining about that, though. I mean, fans always have something to complain about. They were like, oh, they're taking away from her female empowerment by tying her, they're making a man her weakness or something like that. I remember reading that at the time the movie came out, which was weird. I enjoyed their art.
That's just a dumb critic.
Like, yeah.
I mean, has anyone ever been in love? Like,
exactly.
Does anybody goddamn remember Captain America?
Anyone had feelings before?
Without him,
Captain America strung up for how long?
I think in a way it was
Exactly.
very similar to Captain America too, because you have these two heroes that, you know, sure, they save the day, but they don't really get their own happy ending or, you know, their own perfect life. They still have these issues that they have to deal with. Like, for her, she's never going to age. So even if she wanted to be with him, he's still going to die. She's not. She's going to be the same for all. And you see that in the movie. Like, it shows obviously her in the present day. And then, you know, when they did Captain America, he's in the ice. He's asleep for all these years. He didn't get to be with the one that they love. And I kind of like that, because they don't try to make them perfect. They still have their own flaws and their own struggles.
Dude, this is my favorite live stream I've ever been on ever.
Yo, speaking of that X-Wing, I mean, obviously, of course, it's going to be the best you're on with me. But I was going to say, speaking of what X-Wing said, these are the type of live streams and the type of, I guess you could say, content I want to do. I mean, I love Star Wars, and I'm always going to like have that be the main like topic of my channel, but there will come a day in the future where I don't just talk about Star Wars. It's going to be basically anything pop culture, whether it's DC, Marvel, Stranger Things. I don't know. Anything you could think of that's like awesome. So, yeah, I just kind of want to let people know that. And hopefully it gets support because
it's just natural progression, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey,
yeah.
I want to address Drunk in the chat, and I'm just going to address it this way. Drunk, by you being Marvel over DC, you're supporting Disney, and we all know what Disney did to our girl Gina. So there we go. That's all. That's what my drops.
It's good.
Don't touch our girl Gina, man.
Exactly.
I can't believe Drunk 3PO's in here, man. I just want to say hi. I'm sorry. I'm like a fan, dude. I'm a big fan. Hi.
He was going to maybe come on stream, but he was a little busy. He's always too busy for us, guys. What's going on?
He was hanging out with Gina Carano, man. They were kissing on the couch and hanging out. No
He's
biggie.
big time. He's big time. That's what it is. We understand, Jay. You're doing big things over there, but I think Michelle might have got you. Also, whoever said you and Michelle was friends? Just saying.
Whoa.
I don't think Michelle was like, "You my best friend." I mean, I don't know.
Hey, Drunk,
did
some
you
of
ever
us
say that?
learned how to
Michelle
sail
never
at a
said that.
very young age.
Just saying.
Look, I'm gonna be honest here, just to address the next comment from Drunk 3PO. I get Disney Plus for free. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, fact. Me too.
So
Me
Disney
too.
technically is not taking my $7 a month.
I also
I
do
haven't watched ESPN
it
too, man.
And
I'm a
I
grown
never
ass man, so I'm gonna pay for what I want to.
I'm also
be
gonna be
real.
honest. I had it a year free, anyways. Thanks, Verizon.
Let's be real, man. Whenever somebody says that stuff, it really kind of makes me mad. Because if you
Don't
stop
you get
watching,
mad at Drunk though. Don't you get mad at Drunk. I have to.
No,
I
it's
gotta
not.
check you, bro.
We're gonna wind up with like an Eminem rap battle here in
I gotta
about 5
check you.
minutes.
Don't you get mad at Drunk.
it's not directed at Drunk 3PO. It's
Okay,
just
there
like,
we go.
in
Now that's
general.
better, Lost. All right.
I know.
Yo,
I know
Palace
he's just joking around, but like seriously, people tell me that all the time. Like, how could you support Disney by paying for Disney Plus? It's like, dude, if you were to look and dissect that every single company that makes media, you would find something that they did that's pretty bad.
I agree with Justin. I would think like it's no matter what, you're still gonna find some company that you support that does like something controversial, like something bad. But at the end of the day, you're still giving them your money. Like that's your choice.
Yeah, so it's either you can do that and you stop enjoying everything for the rest of your life, or you choose to look past some things that some companies do that's pretty shady and you enjoy some things. And I choose to enjoy stuff. So
true.
I mean, Jay goes to Disney World all the time. We've talked about meeting up in Disney World. We both live in Florida. Like the parks have nothing to do with like what goes on, like
I think
with who fires people.
Yeah.
You know, like the two separate divisions of Disney. And I'm not leaving. I'm not getting rid of my annual pass for anything.
He definitely wants his message to be out there that they messed up, and the Disney Plus thing is the way to do it. So he has no problem, going to Disney World or whatever. But he
I definitely feel like we've for sure made a point though, as a fan base.
Yeah.
There is no way that something has not been heard.
Well, the YouTube is still getting ratioed.
Exactly.
Pretty bad. So
I think like if you're spending your money, it doesn't mean that you're ignoring the fact that what they did was problematic. Like you still are aware of it, but you still, it doesn't take away from the fact that I still want to watch Star Wars. I still want to enjoy stuff and not have to wait like for all the episodes to come out or find like you don't want to really go through that annoyance of trying to find other ways to watch it when you can just here, take my $7 for the next month and I'll be able to watch it.
And I did that. I mean, I rode the high seas for a minute after the Carano thing. I rode the high seas because I'm like, dude, you're not getting a cent out of me. And then, as things kind of progressed, I was thinking more about the people that are at Lucasfilm that do love Star Wars and want to make good Star Wars content and everything that they want to do because not everybody at Lucasfilm is the person that we're thinking of when we think of Lucasfilm. There are a lot of people there who love Star Wars, who have been fans since they were young, and they're up and coming, and they're trying to make things happen. And Filoni is, trying to come in, and Favreau is trying to come in and bring those people up. So I'm willing to support that portion of it, but you do have to make that conscious decision. Like, is it 50-50? What are you putting your money into? And right now I'm putting my money into the hope that this Star Wars universe expands the way that we want it to. And I think we're headed that way.
Yeah, and I just got to say, like, I think look, if you're a person who you don't want to give Disney any money, that is perfectly your right to do so. But what I don't like is when people say things like, oh, if you're giving Disney, money, you're part of the problem. You're not a real fan. Like, why would you support Star Wars still? Because my thing is, one, I don't think you should do that. But my thing is, this is the way I look at it personally. If you just ignore everything, it really doesn't do anything because we're not going to bring down Disney. Like, you're not going to make Disney go bankrupt. I think
we can.
I think the real way we would see any change is being loud about what we like and things that they do that we like. And then when they do something that we just simply think we cannot tolerate, like, say something about it.
I think
You know what I mean?
people like Drunk or like, they're troopers for doing what they're doing. I appreciate it. Like to be able to like send that message and make sure that gets across. I love it. Like I'm glad that they are starting to bring some Gina stuff back because they kind of received the message, I think, a little bit.
He was the hard charger, bro.
And there's always hope, right? Not to be like cliche, but there's literally hope because you look at where we went from. We came from the sequel trilogy, which was kind of a mess. Now we have the Mandalorian, have the Obi-Wan show coming out, the Boba Fett show coming out, have all this great new content coming out. So I think they hear the message. I think they don't want to acknowledge it because it'll make them look bad. I mean, it would be a really big L, but at the same time, it's like I try to look at the bright side of things, and they are kind of turning it around in terms of the content they're churning out for sure.
Well, and I was going to say, I think what she was saying is dead on. It's like all these companies. That's why I was even a little didn't like that MGM just got bought out by Amazon, because it's yet again another massive corporation buying up another studio. And it's like all these corporations do just so much junk that is some of it appalling. And so you kind of do. It's like, I almost recommend to people, don't do yearly subscriptions, do monthly and pull your subscriptions, like give them as little money as possible with still enjoying whatever you want to enjoy.
Yeah, Amazon's funny, right? Because they got some bailout money too, and they made that move.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna get too into that, but
it'll be interesting to see
strange look
what becomes of them buying it. Just because, like, I don't know, would they spend like $8 billion, right? I'm just like, $8 billion for James Bond and what?
I love James Bond.
James Bond is cool, but like, $8
billion
billion
movie.
$8 billion James Bond.
That's a lot of money.
James Bond's
a huge legacy.
I mean, they'll probably redo Rocky with a female lead.
It might be more than just female.
And they keep the name Rocky, right?
You know what?
They're doing that with Cliffhanger.
You know what? I'd be all down to see a female-led boxing movie, but like, I hate it when
Tico boxing.
let me tread carefully.
He's not going to win by fighting what she hates.
I just free the horses. That'll be the end of the movie.
I just don't like when companies do this thing where, like we were saying earlier, like man bad, woman good. Like, no, we like women when we like men. This like, don't put one down. Just have women be awesome and have men
just be normal.
Yeah.
How hard is it to just be normal, guys?
Like, speaking of normal, Machete Order. He's a pretty normal guy. He's a pretty awesome guy. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
The Canada.
He says, people that say part of the problem are part of the problem. Dang it, I'm part of the problem. Okay. Well, thank you for the $5 super chat, Machete Order. Appreciate that, my guy.
ABJ, I don't know if he still wants it, but Drunk said to send him a link.
Oh, yeah, I can see the link, Drunk. I don't know why I said oh like that, but yeah, I can see the link, Drunk.
We're not full right now? Who we kicking out?
No,
please don't make me leave. I want to talk to Drunk so bad, bro.
Hold on, are we full?
Are we full?
Seem pretty full. I don't know.
1, 2,
we got 10.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah, we got 10 for sure.
Why is it limited to 10?
Sorry, Jay.
I feel like two more slots would be perfect. Fill up the screen. The 12 person.
Go ahead and contact StreamYard and tell them what's up, dude.
Yeah, they'll definitely get right on that. Big creator like me. Oh yeah, let's appease.
It is kind of weird that they have 10 because, like, if they had 12, it would
That's
be.
what I'm saying.
It would be
like
perfect. Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be a lot
perfect.
easier. I don't know.
Let's all just write an email tonight.
Dear.
Yeah. No, I agree though. I think that hopefully Star Wars 2 is getting better, just because like all the news we've been getting with Dave and John doing stuff, and I'm excited for where Star Wars is going. Really briefly, I want to touch on Gina Carano before we get out of here. The toys being sold, and look,
we need drunk now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now's when you bring in drunk.
Yeah, that's true. That is
You're
true.
welcome for sending the link.
Oh wait, you sent the link to him? Well, that's the thing.
No. I meant the link about the Gina thing, the toys.
Oh yeah. Shout out to
welcome.
Lainey. Look, I'm gonna shout you out. Shout out to Lainey. Shout out to Lainey because she told me all about that. And like when I first read it, I was like, this is just like a no story. But then I was like, continued reading. I was like, wow, well, this could actually mean something because, and look, I don't know if the people on the panel, I don't know how everyone here feels about Gina. Like if some people thought she should have been fired or everyone loves her. I don't know. Whatever you think though, I just feel like the news we got of like her toys being pulled, them removing her from artwork, but now suddenly it's like, oh no, toys can go back up for sale.
It's gross, dude.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with her. Maybe
I think the whole situation was handled was pretty garbage. To be just like.
Of course it was.
Yeah, it was just the way it was handled was like really crap.
They're bad at stuff.
I don't know. I don't hate her, but I will say I did get blocked by her. But I'm pretty sure it was from a blockchain because I remembered like. Before everything went down and all downhill, I was following her and I actually have a Funko Pop of her. Like I didn't hate her or anything, but I did see that she blocked me.
She hit you with a
I guess.
block?
Yeah. When I found out about that, I was like, hold on, this isn't right.
Let me just. I know someone who knows her very well.
Yeah.
And she also follows me. I'm gonna boost myself up right now. She follows me on Twitter now.
Dude, if there's anybody honestly that freaking hated on Gina Carano, I mean, honestly, everybody that was ripping on her is somebody that didn't know her at all. I mean, and I don't know her personally.
She's so
but
nice.
I can't say I know her personally, or like anything like that.
I followed her full career.
Am I gonna say I agree with everything? Not really, but am I gonna sit there and like bully someone for having different views and like just believing in other stuff? No, because that makes me look just as low, if not lower, of a person. So I don't know. I think the way that Disney handled it, seeing that they took her out of artwork, that was just kind of messed up. Like I didn't think that was okay. Yeah, it's petty.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Now that they're selling her toys again, some people are like, "Well, that's probably just because they're trying to make money off of her," which I would agree with. It is about money, but to me, it also kind of like made me think, okay, if I'm looking at this from a corporation standpoint, like obviously what they love is money. They want money. So if you see enough value to say, "Look, we fired this person, but she's making us money. Let's release her toys." Does that kind of like
legit a very sweet person?
I know, right? She's so awesome,
and she's also losing them money by her not being there. I
actually went to the same college as she did, so
no way.
That could be a sign. That could be a sign of bigger things to come.
She used to go to University of Nevada, Reno before going to UNLV, which I actually studied.
Went to UNR?
Yep. Yeah, went there for about a year. Her dad actually owns the resorts, casinos, or whatever, or like manages them in Reno. So
cool, dope.
I learned that after a bit, and I was like, "Oh my god, cool!"
This
I can't believe you went to UNR, dude. I went to UNR.
I was just going to bring up that she's nominated for an Emmy. You brought that comment up, so that could be a large part of the reason why they're bringing back the merch. Because it would, if she were to win the Emmy, that would be a huge win for Star Wars in general. Like I don't want to speak on like my personal feelings about the matter. But yeah, I mean, if Pedro or Gina won that Emmy, that would be crazy for Star Wars. Because that's not been something that's happened before. So it makes sense why they're bringing the merch back for sure.
So here's my thing. If it's making, I'm sorry, Justin, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, okay. I just think like the way that as soon as she was fired, they straight up canceled they even wouldn't fill orders that were already put in. So it's like they really wanted all of her toys. I mean, I think they still had some in production, but they wanted those toys like gone immediately. So it's in a vacuum. This news that we got today or yesterday, whatever it was about the Lego stuff, that doesn't seem like much. Like it seems like a non-story. But when you add it all up with them nominating her themselves, Disney, for the Emmy, and then you have the Bear Grylls episode coming back after they canceled that, and then you have wasn't there other toys too, not just the Lego ones? Like, oh no, it was you saw the toys in Disney Springs. That's what it was. When you add all that stuff up together, it's kind of like that's very contrary to what they did originally when she was first fired. So it's like it does kind of become a story.
Are they still not acknowledging her in the parks, like at the Disney parks? Because I know they wouldn't ask or answer any of the questions from fans asking about that merchandise.
Oh, I have no idea. That might be a Jay question.
That is a Jay question.
We need Drunk in here for that.
Yeah. I think they might be just warming up, like slowly warming up to the prospect of maybe talking to her again and bringing her back, but just slowly. Like they're letting everything blow over. Like if you go on the Star Wars YouTube channel, the ratio is not as bad as it was like a month ago. So I think they're just very patiently waiting. You know, I think they see like people are passionate about her as a character and as an actor. And, you know.
She is that character.
I don't know. I have like two sides to it. Like in a sense, I agree with ABJ where it's like from a branding / corporate standpoint, when you sign these contracts to work for these companies, you're acknowledging the fact that, even something small they could fire you over. But looking at it like, hey, the things you're putting out on social media is starting to affect us negatively. We have to let you go. That take, if they had come out with just that straight up and not the way they handled things, they wouldn't have gotten as much backlash as they did, because the way they handled it was they immediately took her off everything as if they needed damage control when they didn't. Like they should have just kept her on everything, because if they did, that would have been less damaging than them immediately just wiping all of her merch off their stores and trying to just
earth tactic.
It's such a petty thing to do that. It doesn't look appropriate on a company as big as Disney.
It's like a high school fight.
Yeah, it's like high school
my
drama.
top 8.
Yeah,
and then there were other actors on the show saying things controversial, if not more controversial, suffering no penalty, and that's where the problem was for me.
Yes.
If everyone had been slayed accordingly, like across the board, okay, but you can't just pick and choose. I mean, it's sloppy, man. It's really sloppy.
To me, the thing I hate the most is that a company as big as Disney and just Hollywood in general has become so like extremist that it's, if you are like not on the left, or if you're not someone they see as, big enough to where everyone's going crazy, you're blacklisted. But to me, it's dumb, because I liked her character. I might not have to agree with some of the things she says, but I'm not going to take away from the fact that I still enjoyed her character. For the people that saying she had no development, we got development in season 2. We were getting there with her character. And I just kind of think that how it was handled was really poorly.
And it's the irony about it, right? A strong female character.
I very much disagree with
not even character
what she says, but
she was a strong female.
You just can't.
I just don't think it's fair.
The rules
I don't think it's fair the way they handle it, because you could take the same argument for someone like Chris Pratt, who is just as equally probably the same views as her, but because he's male lead character in Guardians of the Galaxy, he gets to stay.
The other thing that was problematic
was the fact that the bigger issue in that is either, I mean, if you really go to the point then that anyone with conservative leanings is not welcome, then you've just X'd off half the country. And that's
Right.
a problem. And
Right.
you can't present yourself as being open-minded and for equality and all this other crap if it's really just crap, because you're not really for equality. You don't believe in diversity of thought. You believe in only having people who believe a certain way you believe.
And they're fine with
for the
that.
pocketbooks,
That's
dude.
their
And-
version of diversity.
And
One
that's what I
thing-
don't like is I feel like because of that, they've only divided Star Wars fans even more. It's
Well,
like
exactly.
it's
And
like
it
you
should be
can't
something
have
to bring
friends.
people together.
Yeah.
Have you guys
thing
been
I
on Reddit
will,
lately? Anything Star Wars related on Reddit? It's like a battle all the time.
Stay
man.
out of there.
Yeah, it's a battle all the time, and it's just
Yeah.
bring people together. But how can you? You're literally given content, like so much content, when you bought this item that would just bring everyone together, and you somehow managed to just kind of muck everything up and divide the fan base. It's weird.
What's worse though
Look,
is
I wanna-
the fact
I wanna-
that they had when you look at the fact that what's his name that did the Aftermath series, Chuck. So right,
Chuck
Chuck
Wendig.
Wendig. They ended up axing him, right, for supposedly the same kind of reasons, right? He was, except he wasn't on the right, he's on the left. But the difference that we see was how quickly they tried to wipe her existence from the IP. His still exists. So they didn't do anything with the books. They didn't touch the Aftermath novels. In fact, they started
Right.
to incorporate Aftermath into the Mandalorian, right? So we get what's his name that found Boba Fett's armor.
Oh, Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, Cobb
Cobb
Vanth.
Vanth.
So I mean, though they changed up the way that he found it a little differently, that's directly from the Aftermath novel. So if you're going to use that argument, it has to be consistent. The only difference that I see is that she's a woman.
Well, one thing
Oh,
I
well,
want
hold
to say,
on.
okay?
With Chuck Wendig,
Sorry.
though, I mean, he went like ape SHIT
But
on
they
Trump
didn't do it
supporters.
And they
And-
didn't do anything except fire him. That's
Well,
my
and-
point.
and-
that
but
whole
my
Chuck
point
Wendig
in
thing?
that
Did
is
Chuck
Chuck
Wendig go off the deep end?
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
and my point in that is the comparison here, if we're going to compare, is more Pedro and Gina, who both made comparisons. Well, actually, in my opinion, Gina's is less. She doesn't call
Oh,
either
much
side
less.
out. I mean, in fact, her comparison is almost
Common
verbatim, from an Auschwitz camp that concentrated back in that day, something they released. And his was literally calling 75 million people Yahtzees.
Well, and he got
one's
the
up
picture
there.
wrong, so he didn't have the facts right to begin with. He used
Yes.
he used the wrong photos.
Yeah, he did use the wrong photos. He did a really
He did
Gotta
a
be
poor
careful what you
job.
retweet. Yeah.
I don't think celebrities should be allowed to have Twitters.
Here's
Not
the
only
thing.
that-
I don't.
Not only
opinion-
celebrities, I don't think politicians or celebrities should be
My
able to have
opinion
Twitters.
would be
Maybe
that
we all shouldn't.
I think celebrities
Really?
should just stay out of politics in general because that's where misinformation starts to get out. Is celebrities kind of want to act like, oh, I know everything about this person or this person, but then they're the ones spreading the misinformation. And I think another thing is we have to learn that we are the ones who have to be capable of forming our own opinions. We can't just blindly follow someone on the internet because they're putting it out or, whatever. Like, we have to do our own research. And I think that's also an issue with this whole division thing is we blindly follow people and make decisions based on that and emotion rather than, think about it logically or try to see it from someone else's point of view. Like, have a debate about it, have a conversation, listen to their side and tell your side. Don't just sit there and be like, I firmly believe this because someone else said it.
That's what makes people. Oh, go ahead.
No. What are you gonna say, Braden?
I was just gonna say that's what makes people so frustrated is when they can't see someone else's view. Like, that's why people get heated because they're like they have no idea why someone thinks the way that they do, and just civil conversation will bring you back to not being this guy who's just angry. Like, oh, I don't understand why you think this way. Like, if you
Facts.
understand a little bit, you will be a much happier person.
That's why I love the
more
hang
listening.
day, dude.
Just more
I'll
listening.
say that, like, for me personally, and I know I'm on the side of Gina. and I've always supported her. I will say, and I've said this before, maybe what she said could have been worded better. I mean, maybe you don't even say it because you just think like, okay,
Sure.
I can see this offends people. It might offend people. I get all those arguments, okay? But at the same time, I feel like if we look at her as a person and look like what we're already saying, what other people did, it's like obviously it seems like Disney kind of had it out for her, which is what kind of makes me upset about the whole thing. Just because I feel like she just didn't deserve that, you know? And I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, it just got even worse at their quarterly report, where they basically.
Is this the way?
What, yeah, but
that was so funny.
That's the thing, though. Like what she said, I get how it could be like a person could say, "Well, I don't agree with some of the things she said," or why some people could be upset by what she said. But this is just me, and I'm just saying as me. Like you, obviously, you're a different person than me, and maybe you have more of a reason why you were upset by things she said. But I just feel like she didn't say anything that wild. You know, it's not like she was like, "Let's bring slavery back." Or like, she didn't say nothing like insane. Like what she was trying to just get people to.
Hey, had she praised, had she just praised what China's doing to a certain group of people right now, she'd have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
not so.
that's
sorry,
what doesn't
go
make
ahead.
sense to me is Disney like I'm sorry the part of my language, but Disney tends to kiss ass a lot for certain sides if they're getting paid well, or if they're getting free promotion, whatever the case is, because Disney's a monopoly. That's just how it is. But when it comes to this, they gotta kiss ass some more for politics. They're like, well, we gotta look good, we want to increase our sales, because I know when right after they announced Gina getting fired and this whole thing happening, they released their earnings like for their first year, and they were saying it surpassed what they had expected. And I was like, it's about to go downhill from here, y'all. I'm just being honest.
Let me get to 2 super chats. I think Lainey makes some good points, but let me get to 2 super chats that have been sitting for a second.
Book of Boba Fett.
Shout out to Brian Menden. He sends a $10 holla. He says the biggest question is, how does she feel? Speaking on Gina, her coming back is good for us and Disney, though how does it work out for her? Stockholders and Walt's granddaughter are voicing our feelings about this. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Walt's granddaughter. I don't know what's going on with that. Revenge of the Netherrealm with the $5 holla. He says Lainey has a good point. Pedro Pascal said some stuff on Twitter literally similar to what Gina Carano said, yet not once was she ever reprimanded. SMH. He's just shaking his head. But look, I appreciate the super chats, and I appreciate everyone, chiming in. But we don't want to get too political here. I know the chat's been kind of chiming in, saying let's get off of this.
Get off of this political stuff.
Yeah, and I agree. We're here to talk about Star Wars.
Hey Jay, can I plug a T-shirt one of my guys made once? It's actually not up, so it's not even plugging it because it's not for sale. But there's a guy from Germany named Strike who's in the hangar bay with us, and everybody's been coming up with ideas for T-shirts, and it says checkbox left wing, checkbox right wing, checkbox X wing, and there's a green check mark on X-Wing. I think that's the way we need to look at it, because honestly, if Gina came into this chat tonight, if Pedro came into this chat tonight, would we be talking politics or would we be talking Star Wars? And that's the thing. I don't care, if you believe in this or you want to do that or whatever the case is. If it's genuinely not harmful to any of us, I think we should focus on Star Wars and what we love about it.
Are you guys?
No, I agree.
Are you guys keen on a Solo sequel? I came in a little bit late, so I don't know if you guys talked about it.
I don't know. We did not. I don't know, man. Wait, who said that? Was that you, Infinite?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Just stirring the pot.
I'm like, there's like a hashtag for that. There's like a
Darth
hashtag
Maul
like every so
stuff,
often about
Darth Maul stuff. I'm all here for. So,
I enjoyed Solo. I know
I'd
I'm
like to
like
see
the
more,
minority, but I enjoyed Solo.
I would
love
have
Solo.
I mean,
I enjoyed it too.
Dope.
I
I
wouldn't
don't
mind a
think there's
Solo
anything
sequel.
wrong with Solo. Like
And-
it's not. It wasn't necessary. We didn't need it, but like
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad. It's just like a fun movie to turn on when you're
Yeah, that's
folding
what-
laundry or something. Like
I think it's a good change of pace movie, but I think if you make a sequel, it's no longer a change of pace. Now it's like it's a recurring thing now, and I don't know, man. I wouldn't want a sequel, but I did enjoy the original.
Yeah, make
What's
another
the name- what's the
make
name
a
of the main
spin-off
actor?
type thing.
That's actually a great point, though, Justin. That then it's. But I would like to see some of the characters, some development from those characters that came from that movie. I would love to see Emphas Nest. I mean, she was like, I just
Badass,
felt like
man.
she was
I
dope
liked
in
her.
that movie.
She was
Yeah, I
dope,
just
yeah.
thought she was dope in that
Cool.
movie.
Even
Yeah, I
the
agree with
music,
that.
the costume,
Who was
especially
it?
the music. Oh, the
Was
music
it Kiara? Is that her name? Kiara?
Kira, yeah.
Kiara. I wanted to see more of her. Like
No, you
they
gotta do
kind
it.
of left this cliffhanger
Just
for
do
her, and I really wanted to see more of that.
That'd be cool.
Are you guys into do you guys like Star Wars comics at all by chance?
Yeah.
I don't dislike them. I just never read any.
I have
need to
read-
read them.
So,
comics.
I'm behind on
Yeah.
mine.
So a little spoiler alert. They just came out with a new series called War of the Bounty Hunters,
Oh, no.
and it's basically all the main characters kind of converging to find Han Solo after he's frozen in carbonite. And
Ooh.
at the end
Sounds
of issue
dope.
number 1, it's a spoiler, sort of. Well, it's a spoiler. I'll just label it that way. So if you guys are okay with it,
Yeah, it's,
at the end of issue number 1, Kira from Solo actually makes an appearance. So they're bringing her into the comic verse, which is going to be really cool to see how they build her up. I don't know if they're going to bring in Maul into the whole mix,
I would
but
love that.
it'll be interesting to see how they develop maybe her love arc with Han Solo too, right? Because
I
I thought
love
it was really cool if they brought in another love arc for Han Solo and actually put it in the films. You know,
I thought
that was
that thing was
interesting.
going to get a collectible or something. I thought, yep. He is.
Nice.
What is that? Oh, it's a
Bounty
comic?
Hunters, dude.
We doing
That's
show and tell?
Actually, might.
Issue 42.
Nice. Yeah, I
Let me
don't
see.
know, guys. Like when it comes to me and Solo, like I don't hate Solo at all. Me and my friend, when we went to go see it, I remember we walked out of the theater and we're like, yeah, that was fine. You know, that was like our consensus. And like we didn't love it, we didn't hate it.
It's the
You know, it
exact same
was
way I
alright.
felt. Yeah.
It's fine. You know,
I
I
kind
could
of feel like Solo, I think it was set up so that there could be a sequel, but I think because it came out so soon after The Last Jedi and there was so much discourse about that movie, I think
Yeah.
that set Solo up for failure. I think Solo had a lot of good things in it, and people that really hated The Last Jedi just were done. They did not want to see another Star Wars movie, and I think it really suffered from that discourse.
You're spot on though, because Last Jedi was a super divisive film for what it's worth, and the marketing for Solo was really bad, and it came out 6 months after the fact. They replaced Han Solo with a new actor, so it was kind of a perfect storm, which is a shame because I thought it was at the very minimum it was a good movie. It was a fun, good movie, and it didn't deserve the kind of backlash it got. And I think it should have performed better in the box office too. And I think that falls on the advertising portion of it.
I think they should have spent more time expanding on his time with the Empire. Like they cut out the whole pilot scene, and then they cut short that war scene on what planet was that? I always want to say Umbara, but it's not
what he made.
Umbara.
I don't
Chewie?
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did y'all feel? Speaking of like his stuff with the Empire, how did y'all feel about his name? Like, I feel like that was like one of the biggest. Like,
that made me.
I feel like it was such a letdown. I feel like it was a letdown. Like it could have been there could have been a better way for him to earn that name, and I feel like I feel like they were lazy, is what it is.
I feel like if he just said it would have been so much better.
Yeah,
They're like, "Who's your people?" And he's like, "No one. I'm Han Solo."
Yeah.
And then he types it in. It would have been totally fine.
Yeah, but instead they like, I think we'll call you Han Solo. It's just
was it ever
cool.
thought that he didn't have that last name though?
No, that was
Like,
never.
I mean, that was
never a
never
question
in
I had.
question. It was never in question.
Literally, when that happened in the theater, this was my reaction. I was like, what?
Honestly.
Why? Don't do this.
That was probably.
Yeah, that was me when Ray and Kylo kissed.
Oh my god!
Oh Jesus!
I was not. Let's not, Justin.
My
No, I
clapper
was
turned off
fine
my
with him
LEDs.
kissing. It was just the way he died right after. I was like, this man gonna die right out there? What?
It felt like it wasn't. It
Dude,
felt
the
like
kiss
they
was that
CGI'd
bad,
some
bro.
stuff in there, man.
Kiss was that bad, dog.
That's the only thing I didn't like about the kiss. I was like, bruh, come on.
Why do you have to die right after?
Yeah, this man's dead to death right after the kiss.
Yo,
It's been a good kiss.
that's not Ray, man. Palpatine took over her body, man. And then he killed Kylo with a kiss. What are you talking about?
Never kiss Ray, bro. She killing people out here with it.
It's like a good 80s song.
With a kiss.
No, but I think Solo 2, I don't know if it will happen, but like, I'd be fine with it. I just think like, what can you really do with Solo 2 besides
Spend
show
your
them
money
all?
better doing other things, I
Don't
think.
do Solo 2. Do the sequel type thing, like with other characters.
Yeah.
Just do that.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, what do we need to see? I feel like if they're gonna do anything with Han, they should do a series with like what Bob Chapek apparently leaked. What did y'all hear about that? Do y'all think it's a leak or do you think he just misspoke?
Super leak.
Doesn't know Star Wars at all, or he accidentally slipped up for sure.
Yeah, so I'm leaning towards he just slipped up because like, how do you not know the difference between Lando and Han? I mean,
that was
one
Boba
of
Fett, right?
One of them's black for one, but two is just like it's obvious difference.
I have an interesting question. I got a question. I think you guys might like. What if we got Solo 2, except it wasn't Solo 2, it was Solo, but it was the story of Ben.
I'm good.
So from a youngling and
Yeah, I don't know.
like Ben at the Jedi Temple or something. Maybe
I'm gonna pass on that note.
And yeah, I don't need that. They've sort of gone through that with the comics. I mean, we had a whole series of comics designated to that, so I don't need that story.
They like to take comics and throw them out the window. So.
Was it that bad,
I was gonna say, AJ already knows the
that story.
character I want to see.
The problem with the comics for me, see, my Kylo Ren from The Force Awakens, I think I enjoyed Kylo in The Force Awakens for what he could have been. I thought he should have been a completely evil, I didn't want him to have a redemption arc. There was no love relationship between him and Rey in my eyes. This man killed his father. This man is the epitome of evil. I didn't want a redemption for him.
Well, to be fair,
in my
Anakin
opinion,
did chop up kids.
It just feels like
chopping up kids and killing your father are two different things.
Nah, bro, that's pretty low, bro.
If somebody tells me chop up all of y'all to save my wife, I'm sorry, but y'all are dead. But for me to have my father walk up to me unarmed and me just stab him through the stomach, that's evil, bro. And so when you think about how their two levels of evil are or should have been completely different. Anakin was for the purpose of love. He was, even though there was some selfishness involved in it, because the dark side was sort of corrupting him. He did it all for love. Yeah, but it was about love for him. For Kylo Ren, this is a man who was fighting to be evil when the light was winning in him.
He was trying to embrace the dark side.
To make himself evil.
Yeah.
That's a different level of crazy, man.
Yeah,
what
100%.
Absolutely. What they could have done with that character, in my opinion, was a waste. And then when you read the comics, they dial him back so much to make it seem like everything that he did was from not only Snoke, but ultimately.
And by accident, almost like
make you sympathize with them.
No, they make it like accidental, like no joke. They make it seem like he was like a bystander.
Yeah, like it happened to him, not like he made it happen.
He was just standing around, and he's like, "Okay, I guess I'll be evil now."
So let me ask.
He needed to be the big bad and not Palpatine in 9. That's what I think.
Exactly.
So let me ask you,
that's what I thought.
Because Sawyer, you love the sequels, right?
I feel like watching the sequels, it feels like I'm watching like. When I see the sequel, like the newest one, I feel like I'm watching the original trilogy mixed with them taking a bunch of stuff from Legends and like ruining it almost. Like, not lying.
I think
they take points from the EU and then just
Yeah.
like don't actually follow through with it. They're just
Yeah.
like, this sounds good, but we're not going to actually do it. We're just going to hint at it.
So I know that not all of us here like the sequels, but I think some people are kind of like whatever about them. I know Sawyer, you enjoy them, right?
Yeah, I mean, the sequels are what got me back into fandom, and I'm not gonna like. I don't know. If you know me and you know my content, I just do Legends. Like that's what I'm about, and I totally agree with the idea that the sequels have a lot of Legends stuff in them, but like distorted. Like there's a lot of. I like to say that Raylo is like if you ordered Bastila and Revan on Wish.com.
That's funny.
And but I mean, I don't hate them. I didn't. That may just be because I was out of the fandom for so long and didn't have that attachment, that strong attachment to the other films, and I didn't have. I kind of went into them having not been surrounded by Star Wars for that whole period of time. But that's not to say they don't have their issues. I know what's wrong with them. I just don't. The only thing I hate in Star Wars is Darth Nihilus. If you know me, you know that.
She's got a t-shirt, guys.
I do have a t-shirt. Nihilus is canceled, y'all. But no, I mean, I do tend to prefer like the Old Republic. That's my thing. That's what I talk about constantly. But I actually really enjoy Kylo Ren's character. I resonate with Ben a lot, and I don't interpret the comics in that way. I think he, like, not to get like too deep, but I think that Ben is actually a really good example of what trauma can do to a person. And I speak, I have a personal connection to that. And so for me, Ben is the best part of the sequels. I really, really resonate with that. And I think Adam Driver did a really good job of showing what trauma can do to a person. I'm not defending him killing his father, Callus. You're absolutely right. That is evil. But the way that I interpreted it, I guess, is just like from my personal experiences, seeing someone, how trauma can ruin a person. Yeah, that's my thought on that.
Yeah, he's the victim of bad parenthood. Well, he's the victim of really bad parenthood and an abandoned father who more or less sound like abandoned him.
Yeah, and I think that Ben, like something that I love about Adam Driver, like as an actor, he's really good with like nuancing every role he plays. And I think, it's just one of those things where if you don't necessarily have a personal connection to that story, you might not have picked up on it in that way. So I'll obviously, your opinion is just as valid as mine, but
no, and that's one of the things about the sequels or about Kylo as a character. I think he is the best thing about the sequels. My thing always was like, I think there's such a good story to tell there, and I haven't read any of the comics, but from what it sounds like a lot of people maybe don't like the comics because they seem like they're trying to make him look like he wasn't really a bad person at all. But
it's like a strange retcon.
Yeah. So my thing only about that is I feel like if you're going to do that, I would have liked to see them do that in the movies, like kind of show like, look,
of course.
Obviously they showed that he had a struggle. I think that was implied that he had a struggle, but like I would have liked to see more of like, this really isn't him. Like he really was like being good. You know what I mean? If that's what was going on, that's my only problem with it. But
that's a fair criticism. And like, as me, like as someone who, my whole content is giving people the information because they're, most people don't go read the comics and the books. Like that's what I do in my free time. I read everything. And so because I have read The Rise of Kylo Ren, like, I guess I have that insight, but like, yeah, I can understand that. Cause
it didn't resonate with me that way though. For me, it just seemed like they were trying to, take back how he was represented in the movies. That's just how it felt to me. So I mean,
it was just weird because he didn't really need a retconning. He didn't need that. Like, and it was just strange they went that direction.
I don't believe that, and I know I apologize, Raylos, but I just don't believe that the original intention was for him to be with her. I don't think that was JJ's original intention when you watch that. When I watched The Force Awakens, and so him changing his I think that the comics sort of spoke to the fact that people were kind of upset with how could she fall in love with someone like this. And so the fact that then you change who this man was, and it's once you write it that he was being manipulated and he wasn't the one actually doing the manipulation, then it makes it a little bit more acceptable, right? But
they didn't even need to do that, though. I thought it was overkill. Like, do you think it was overkill, or
I think I would rather see
I thought it was
them,
already there.
I would rather see them change how I view him than have them. How do you explain that? I would rather have them create a story that makes me change how I view the character instead of them changing the character to suit how I view him, if that makes sense. Don't retcon him. Make me understand why he acts that way.
From my perspective, it wasn't a retcon, though.
Yeah, so
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt that from the films. It may not, I feel like that, it wasn't picked up on from everybody, but I felt,
okay, so you saw it more.
From my perspective, it wasn't a retcon, but I can totally see how other people who might not have picked up on that would see it that way. Yeah.
The comic series that you guys are talking about, the one where he comes back and kills the leader, the Knights of Ren or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought the Knights of Ren stuff was cool. I thought
could have been dope.
I thought all that stuff was pretty cool.
I like what they did with Snow.
Didn't see anything of it in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff. Part of it is because I'm just not that interested in the sequels. But I will say this: like, if something is good and it's Star Wars, I will give it a chance and I'll read it. Obviously, I mean, if it's good and it's Star Wars, I'm going to it. But I mean, how do you guys feel about that series? Is it pretty good? That
I think it's 5 issues, right?
The Kylo Ren one.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
is it worth reading?
It's fun. It's fun.
It doesn't take very long to read, so I'd go for it.
Kanan is really good. The Kanan series is really, really good. Kanan and Maul is a lot of fun.
I liked Kanan,
Maul
was sick. I liked Maul.
I'm sorry to butt in, guys. I have to go. I got another call from work.
Good. I actually
have to go.
Nice meeting you.
To get out of here.
But
thank you, X-Wing, for coming through, man.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you guys. I was stoked to meet all you guys, man. Obviously, Sheev, I wanted to talk to you, but you're gone. Justin, big fan. Sawyerism, obviously, and Callus, you guys are council members. I love you. ABJ, as always, thanks for coming on. Dude, Laney and Forrest, you guys got some good points, man. I hope I get to talk to you guys again. You guys are awesome.
ABJ is gonna tell me not to get even started on Legends because he already knows who.
Oh,
I love that.
Oh yeah,
he already knows about me on that. How I
always
feel.
down to talk Legends, man.
He knows
guys.
how I feel.
All right, see you later.
I got a boot.
I don't know how you
ABJ,
feel, though.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I got a boot scoop, but have a good night, guys. Thanks for having me on.
See you later, my guy. It's been fun, man. Yeah, Lainey. I mean, you could tell them. You could tell them. We all know. Just look at the hair. That's all you need.
Yeah, look at the hair and
Marjade.
see if you can see the try to think of the resemblance.
Look, before we get out of here, I actually want to talk about that very briefly. Let me get to this super chat.
Star Wars Obsession. What's
$4.99. You know this guy as well?
Yeah, he
says,
cool.
Great to see so many Star Wars content creators in one place at one time having amazing conversation. It's always a blast. I know. I love seeing that as well. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Star Wars Obsession. But I want to talk about that.
Sawyerism, I don't want to make it seem like I don't value what you're saying. It's just how his character resonates with me.
I thought I made that clear that I wasn't offended by your opinion or anything. I just we just disagree. That's totally and I think that with that stuff, we all come from different backgrounds. Like, there's no way you're gonna agree with me. That's what Star Wars is, kind of. But
there's room for agreement too, for sure.
Yeah.
And we all love Star Wars.
That's the agreement right there. We all
love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. That's why we're all here.
So we may have a guest popping in for just 1 second before we get out of here. I don't know yet. Yeah, no, I love this panel. You guys are all awesome. Let me just say that.
You're awesome.
But
joy.
now that we've mentioned Mara Jade, I want to talk about that because there's that rumor going around, that Brie was trying to play her, or that is
Me.
it should have been you, or that Star Wars is at least maybe exploring the Mara Jade character in live action. Do y'all think that's going to happen? Do you think no? You don't think it's going to, or it shouldn't? What do you think?
Where are these rumors coming from? That's my question. I feel like there's always something, but
it definitely should. But will it happen anytime soon? Probably not. They keep teasing it, but for one thing, what's the name? The person that actually created her character for Legends, they have to get approval from him if they're even going to plan to make her canon in the first place. Because I was reading something about it where if they do it, that he's gonna have to approve it because there's things he wants to keep for her character that have to be a must-have for her character.
That's might very be no to Mara. Then I don't see Disney.
That's very similar to what Timothy Zahn did with Thrawn, because they did do a lot of stuff with Timothy Zahn and Thrawn. So I think
they don't want to. He doesn't want to have a character made canon only for them to ruin her and change so much about her. Because I mean, her story is probably my absolute favorite. Just her whole character development from Emperor's Hand to being this Jedi Master, and basically just how she changes, how she kind of learns over time, Empire bad, Rebels good.
And with that, you wouldn't, just based on what we have, what is canon, it's kind of the same way how I feel about bringing Starkiller into canon. They would have to change. You would have to make some pretty dramatic changes to these characters. You couldn't just copy paste their stories because they fit within a timeline that has been changed and established, as canon. So I don't know. I feel like you just couldn't fit those guys into those spaces and have their story be the exact same.
So
ABJ knows how my ideas for her, but
where will they bring her in? What series would she be coming
My idea was Mandalorian, mainly just not including necessarily just the timeline, but the whole story. So far with what they've done with the seasons, it would make complete sense. It's supposed to be 5 years later. She's mid-20s by then. And when they brought Luke at the end of season 2, it was actually around the time she had met Luke and started training under him. And she was actually kind of in hiding from Thrawn, which is why I thought it was so interesting. They started, when they did season 2, they brought all these different things into play. They brought Thrawn, they brought Ahsoka, they brought Luke, Luke coming to get Grogu. I read an article saying, wouldn't it just be perfect if, they brought her in as, the protector of Grogu, Luke is training Grogu, obviously, but it'd be really cool to have her introduced as well.
I just want her to be introduced. I know some people are not going to like it because they're going to be like, well, they can't do it just how the books did it. But I don't think they ever would have did it just like the books did it, even if they could, because it seems like they like to change things. So
So I was watching a Star Wars Celebration panel recently, an old one. I was listening to Dave Filoni talk about Star Wars Rebels and the introduction of Thrawn, right? And basically, Dave Filoni was very hesitant to bring in Thrawn early on into the series, and he really stressed the importance of bringing the character in at the right time and bringing them in with a purpose. So I think if they struggle with bringing Thrawn into an animated series with Rebels, I think Mara Jade, a character that's so highly regarded in the Star Wars universe, I think they're going to be very scared to touch that character. So we'll see. It would be awesome, but
that's how I feel about Revan.
How will she fit in with a purpose exactly? And I think the Star Wars fandom, we're very I give Disney credit because we're very complainy. We're a very complainy fan base. So I think I would be scared to go near that character too for the
I think that's why I've always pushed myself to try to get for her. If they ever decide to bring her in, I would love nothing more than to be that character. Mainly because have spent so much time learning about her and like getting so invested in her character that I've realized over time there's so many like things they could do for her and show like for her in a show if they ever decide to bring her in, like her time, you know, working for the Empire, or, you know, explaining how she became a part of the Empire. Because of course when she was young she was actually taken by Palpatine from her parents because she was a Force user, so she kind of had this choice, well, either, you know, you watch your, you know, family die, or you come work with us because you're insanely strong. So I think that'd be kind of interesting to see how they could put that into play and kind of use that to develop her.
I feel like whoever plays her, Lainey, will not be satisfied. Like, no, they don't know anything.
I'll never be satisfied.
I must play Melody.
I'll never be satisfied.
If they do a Luke show, I could definitely see it happening. But I don't think it would happen with the Mandalorian.
So hard.
Sawyer, who's your dream cast for
At
Revan?
Disney?
Nobody. Oh my god, I'm so anti bring Revan into live action.
Really?
Keanu Reeves is too old unless he was going to play Revan Reborn from the MMO. And I feel like every show that I go on, I end up talking about this, but I am like so anti bring Revan, mostly because like I would rather see the Exile become canon, or not. Well, Revan technically is canon, but yeah, I would rather see the Exile in live action. I just feel like Revan, first of all, less people played KOTOR 2. Or have an attachment to it. And the Exile just feels like a much more malleable character to me. Like there was a lot of different things that you could do with Mitra, like as far as what choices you made. And Revan is just such an iconic character. And even if you played light side or dark side of that game, we all have different versions of Revan. Like, right? Like, yeah, he's got a book and yeah, he's got an arc in the MMO, but like, no, I don't think you could come up with one version of Revan that everyone would be satisfied with. So why touch a good thing that's already good?
Oh man, there was wait. Oh man, there was 66 people. I was gonna play, you know.
Execute Order 66.
But now it's 69, so it doesn't really fit. Now it's 71.
Let's go.
Now it's 71. So look,
they messed it up.
You didn't execute it fast enough.
I didn't, man.
Complaining that he has more people watching than he has.
No, I'm not complaining. I just didn't want to cut Sawyer off, you know, to play. You know, she'd be like, "This man cutting me off for what a 66 clip."
That being said, I would love for them to put HK-47 into live action. I would love that.
That would be dope. Guys, we've been going for over 2 hours. We usually don't go this long. I guess we're about to get out of here. I appreciate the whole panel. I love you guys so much for coming on and just talking Star Wars with me. It's usually just like me and Justin first started this. So I'm gonna get a little sentimental, okay? When me and Justin first started this, it was just us two literally just sitting around, you know, talking about Star Wars. I remember Justin one day was like, "Why don't you just invite people on?" And I'm like, "Who's gonna come on? Like, no one wants to talk to us." And look where we are now. You know, we got so many great creators on here and friends we've made on the channel. So I appreciate you all so much. Justin, do you have everyone's links?
Yeah, I got them all pulled up.
Okay, before we get out, we gotta like drop everyone. You know, and you know, starting with you, Braden, let the people know all about you. Where can they find you if you want them to find you? If you don't want to be found, you don't have to be.
I'm glad X-Wing's not here because I don't think he'd let me do this. But go subscribe to his channel. Like he's an awesome guy. And if you like talking Star Wars or listen to people talk Star Wars, really good community over there. Got a Discord full of a bunch of awesome people. Just head over to X-Wing's channel and sub to him because he's for sure awesome.
He really is. No, for sure. You got to go check him out. I'm not looking at the chat, but I'm trusting you, Justin. I'm trusting that you're just dropping people's stuff. I'm
gonna drop them as they talk.
Okay, awesome. Also, shout out to YetiCast. And don't leave yet, chat. We ain't out of here yet, okay? Our special guest might pop in real quick. Is it Star Wars Theory? No, I'm just kidding. It's not him. Yo, Yeti. I don't even know if you're here.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to finish.
Yeti was in bed. Let the
No,
people
you
know
guys
all
were
about
so fired
you.
up. I didn't want to interrupt that.
No, you're good. Let people know all about you, where they can find you, what you got going on, man.
Okay, well, you can check me out on YetiCast here on YouTube, and I roast movies and talk about pop culture. And tomorrow, I'm going to have a stream at noon Pacific Standard Time, and I'm pretty sure Anna, that Star Wars Girls, is going to join me in Latino Slant.
Nice.
So
Cool.
Come check that out.
I might have a crush on Anna. What? I didn't say that. All right, let's go over to Sawyer.
Scared me. Hello. I like I said earlier, I'm pretty much exclusively Legends content, at least right now. A lot of Old Republic, a lot of Sith. I'm like the Sith lore master of TikTok. That's what I do. I'm planning, I should have a YouTube video. I'm speaking at what used to be Guardian Con, not this week, but next week. And so before that, I should have my first YouTube video up. I'm going to chronologically go through every single Sith in Legends. That's what I do, mostly on TikTok. I have Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. This was a blast. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, anytime. And let me just say really quick for Sawyer that, like I told you guys in the beginning, closer to the beginning, I am not a TikTok person. Like, I didn't know anything about TikTok, but I got on there and I was like, yo, Sawyer makes some really cool stuff. So if you're like me and you're not initiated into TikTok and you think it's not for you, you can find some really cool content on there. So go over there, check Sawyer out. I don't know if are you here, Michelle? What's going on?
I am. Yeah, my camera it ran out of battery.
Because I hadn't heard from you since 1993, so I didn't know he was gone.
I'm here. You can find us at Forcify Entertainment on the YouTube and on Twitter too. It's my sister and I, and we love to talk all things entertainment, movies, TV, pop culture. Sometimes we do movie reviews. Every Wednesday, we kind of on our weekly roundup cover the hot topics of whatever the week is. If you like talking entertainment, come join Forcify Entertainment.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way you did that. That was smooth. Go check them out. Seriously, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing with your life? The one, the only Lord Callus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you? Lord Callus TV on YouTube, Callus Lord on Twitter. I am on what is that? TikToking, but I'm not making videos. I'm just watching. So anyway, on my channel I cover like news, I cover reviews, I do theory videos, comics, I do both Legends and current canon. I just love everything Star Wars, and that's why sort of the catchphrase is Lord Callus TV is where Star Wars lives.
Okay.
So, yes, sir. But anyway, thank you so much for having me, brother. I appreciate it. Catch me every Tuesday. We alternate channels on the Dark Council. That's Drunk 3PO, Abu Nas, Damajani, myself, Fatal J, and the Gospel According to Mark with a C.
Yeah. Yo, let me just say a big thank you as well, because I became kind of like an honorary off and on member of the council, and that was so much fun talking to you guys. You guys are awesome. If you don't watch the Dark Council, you probably do. But if you don't, what are you doing with your life? I'm telling you got to get over there. Those guys are awesome. I don't think Justin's here.
I'm here, man.
He's lost.
I'm getting links, man.
Okay. I think everyone that subscribed to me is probably subscribed to you at this point. Like, everyone loves.
Yeah, I've like double my subs, so
well, I'm just saying, like, people that watch this podcast are probably
it's mathematically impossible.
Drop your link, if you want to. I mean, you're the link master right now.
Well, if you insist.
Look, guys, if you like me, you'll love Justin. He's got a smile like no other. You can't see it right now, but I mean, that thing shines, okay? The ladies love him. The fellas, everyone loves him, okay? And he's Star Wars Theory's cousin, apparently. I don't know. But go check out his channel. Like, I just plugged your channel for you. You're welcome. Lainey, how's it going? Let the people know where they can find you.
Y'all can find me when I'm not being lazy, streaming on Twitch at AHSOKA, and if you guys enjoy cosplay content, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram with the same handle, AHSOKA, or just memeing around because, you know, what is being an adult?
Facts. Let me just say, she does a really cool Mara Jade cosplay. So yeah,
Still
you guys
petitioning for that.
if you guys are into like any of that, you guys should check her out.
Ooh, really Legends cool. Cosplay meetup at Celebration 22.
Okay.
Better save my money.
Yeah, facts. I really want to go to that. But sorry, Infinite, we'll give you your time. Let this man shine. Look at the beard. It's clean. I like that.
It's clean, man.
Let them know where they can find you, big fella.
Well, guys, you can find me over at Star Wars Infinite. There, I'm pretty much doing a lot of theory videos, comic reviews, and just anything Star Wars. Lately, I've been doing a lot of theory videos where I'm linking the High Republic to the main canon in like a cool way. So I hope you guys all take the time to check me out. And ABJ and Justin, thank you so much for having me on.
Man, anytime, rain or shine, you know that. Shout out to the panel. All right, we appreciate, and I think Sheev's not here, X-Wing's not here, but shout out to both of them as well. Thank you for being here. I don't think our guest is going to pop in, but we love you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for rocking with us. I think that's pretty much it. We're going to get out of here, but before we get out of here, I'm going to leave y'all with something. I'm going to leave y'all with